Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, monsters of the multiverse, miscreants and outlaws, merchants and mages, and just plain old guys from Montana. My name is DM Huxley, and this is Praetor's Rejects. Thank you so much for watching tonight. I have 4 players who are eager and thirsting for blood. And tonight, we are going to dispense with exposition and really boring stuff like player backstories. We're not going to waste any more time on that, guys. Tonight, we are going to go directly into a horribly dangerous situation. So with that said, let's do a little bit of player introductions, and then I will give a quick recap of things, and then we're going to go directly into a map. So let's start with a very interesting robot. His name is Yagvin Brebaln. Please, tell us about yourself. Player and character.
My name is Alex, also known as Sharkbait. I play Yagvin, the Warforged cleric fighter, who originates from a god that made him in the Mithril Hall to watch over the residents.
Outstanding. Next up, let's hear from Edvard Thar.
John, I'm playing Edvard Thar, the Luxodon Samurai. Let's get it on. Next.
All right, perfect. And Bright, I hope you can match that energy. Bright, please tell us about yourself.
Oh boy. I am Bright, the winged tiefling, bard/cleric. She is ready to get out of here in 15 minutes!
That's right, but you're spoiling things. Don't go ahead of me now. And then finally, last but not least, do we have Marlin on the line?
Yes, you do. Hello, my name's Loco. I'm Loco 1956 in chat. Sometimes I'm DM Loco. I DM a podcast that is uploaded every Tuesday, Rhymer the Frost Maiden, and I'd love to have you come listen to it. I am playing Marlin, the not so magnificent wizard. He is a human that is 99 years old. And get off my lawn!
How badly do I want to move this whole game to just like a suburban neighborhood? So Marley can throw fireballs at teenagers. Next. Tell you what. Next session, it's gonna be a very different game. Anyways,
and the noisy neighbors. Yep.
And the noisy neighbors. You can just cast silence on the whole house.
Yep. Exactly.
Right?
Finally, some peace and quiet. Oh, I love it. All right, guys. Well, those are my players. They are very fun, very creative, and we have spent a total of roughly 6 hours just kind of BSing around, getting to know these players, getting to understand the situation they're in, and seeing a little bit about how they get along together. But now they are faced with a desperate challenge. Here is the story so far. These 4 players are in the middle, and I mean the very middle, of a mega dungeon. They have battled through the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th level. They lost one of their party members, according to what they have learned from the occupant of the tavern where they found themselves. The occupant being a mysterious individual known as Nine, whom the players learned almost nothing from, despite many opportunities. Such an awesome backstory for Nine. You guys didn't even ask him about himself whatsoever. I'm really disappointed, but it's a great learning experience for me as a DM. Moving on. You guys found yourselves in a tavern having defeated the 5th dungeon out of 13, and now you guys have gone to sleep in the tavern and woken up in the dungeon of level 6. When you guys wake up, you guys find yourselves in a comfortable room. It's fairly spacious. It's got a table in the middle of it. It's got 4 chairs with furs and rich leather. It's these heavy hardwood chairs covered in leather and furs. You guys are enjoying the elven snacks that have been laid out. And there's a dragon statue mounted on the wall on one side of the room, and there is a heavy steel door fit into the wall on the other side. And above the steel door, which is festooned with images of spiral patterns and spider webs and spiders, there is a simple wooden sign hanging above the door which read, "Good vibes only." A little cryptic message to start things off. And you guys spent a little time in here. Unfortunately, one of the players fell asleep vis-a-vis lost power in the middle of the session, which is quite unfortunate because I believe he had many things to say and ask, which we will cover in just a moment. But in the meantime, in the intervening minutes and hours, we had some exploration from Bright, who decided it was a smart idea to shove her hand all the way down a completely unfamiliar and fairly threatening-looking dragon statue's mouth. Upon which point she found a little card or a little message. I didn't mention this earlier, but it was written in a fine calligraphic elvish script. It was written in common, but anyone who is even remotely familiar with the way elves carry themselves and write and do things, you can tell immediately that it is fine elvish paper, almost like parchment rather than paper, and it was written with a glistening black glittering ink that seemed to be wet, but when you smudge your finger across it, it doesn't smear. It's just kind of what they do. The elves always use fancier things, but the paper said, "Won't you play us a song, dear?" Oh, I'm missing one thing. You guys had a visitor in that room as well. You guys had a tall, blonde, handsome, elvish man just kind of sort of be there. Nobody noticed him arrive, but he was just suddenly there. I believe Marlin was the first to notice that he was there, just standing in front of the door, hands behind his back, just watching Bright with curiosity, kind of like a cat watching a mouse almost. Just a wry smile, a squinting of the eye, all the little details to indicate that he was gleefully interested in what was happening in the room. He let out some details about the situation you're in. He called himself the proprietor. Maybe that's true. Maybe that's not true. I think Yagvin tried to do an insight check, and things just didn't go his way. He wasn't able to read through this mysterious mask of a character. And in fact, it was later determined that this man was in fact an illusion. Bright tried to ask about his weird food choices because he was grabbing lembas bread and just burning it under candle fire and then eating it. So weird, so gross. So Bright, naturally, got directly into his face and inquired about it, very loudly and rudely, at which point her hand went directly through his body and he was revealed to be an illusion. Perhaps that's why, Yagvin, why you couldn't really read him as well as you wanted to. It's hard to say. But at that point, he revealed one of the key points to the situation you find yourselves in. You can spend as much time as you like in the room. Comfortable fineries, snacks that replenish themselves, music playing faintly from the dragon statue. You can spend as much time as you want, and he meant it. But as soon as you step through that door, you'll have 15 minutes to escape from the dungeon. And that's it. And with that, the illusionary man walked through the wall and just disappeared from view. And then Bright found this little note, this little elvish card inside the dragon statue. And she put on a song. Luckily, she was assisted through the judicious application of Edvard's trunk pit. And
I approve this message.
And thanks to Bright's Tan and Edvard's trunk pit, there was a click from the metal door, and it unlocked itself. And I think, Edvard, you were the first one to step through. Am I correct about that?
That is correct, sir.
Yeah. So you step through, and the moment you step through, can anybody tell me if anything interesting happened?
Oh yeah.
No, nothing.
Nothing
of
interesting? No, I didn't think so.
Good
Yeah.
old
Yeah, Marvin
So
was still
Hey.
asleep. so
Edvard
that's not-
stepped through. Something happened, but it's completely unmentionable. Don't worry about it. Bright grabbed Marlin, who was napping in the corner, as he sometimes is prone to do, and pulled him out of the room. Oh, I remember now. The wall which contained the dragon statue, it utterly obliterated itself into a mass of spikes protruding from the metal surface. A bunch of spikes and spinning blades, little juts of acid and fire sprang forth from this very, very threatening and, believe me, deadly wall as it lurched into life. It sounds like there's a whole entire Buick LeSabre behind it, just driving forward, slowly but surely, coming to kill you. And perhaps now you understand what the weird elvish man meant when he said you have 15 minutes to complete the dungeon. I want to quickly cover the rules of the game, and I'm going to go ahead and transition us to a new map. Ladies and gentlemen of the Twitch, you should now see a map before you. I think the players can all see a map. You guys see it okay?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. So, on the right, you guys will see the room you started in. And an interesting feature in that room is the giant wall of deadly spikes coming at you from the far right. We're going to stay in initiative. And on the Twitch chat, I have put a counter for the number of rounds that have elapsed. Now, I think this is going to go faster than we think. I am still figuring things out, but my goal is for there to be no break in initiative for the entire 15 minutes. That means you guys will have 150 rounds to execute this mission. At the end of every round, the wall is going to move forward by 5 feet without fail. Beyond that, you guys can do whatever you want. I want you to keep in mind that you guys have a certain action economy. You guys have one action and one bonus action if you have an ability that lets you use a bonus action. You can also use a bonus action to do certain other things, such as moving again. So you can always move in a round, unless you have some reason to not move. And then after you use that movement, you can use your action to move again. That is called a dash. That lets you move twice in a round. So if your move speed is 30 feet, then you can move 60 feet in a round potentially. So that ought to let you get way ahead of the wall. Who knows what you're going to run into along the way? If anything, maybe it's just a completely empty, barren, normal hallway, and it's going to be fine. Maybe not. If you want to investigate your area, you can take an action or a bonus action to search the area. With a perception check or investigation or any roll you want to make, I don't want to limit you to a specific roll. I want you guys to get a little bit creative. If you guys want to search for something in particular, if you're a little bit creative about it, then I might give you a slight edge. All the DCs are predetermined. I'm not just making things up on the fly for the most part. And I do want to give you guys as fair of an experience as humanly possible. Let's see. Do you guys have any questions about anything before we start round 1?
I think I'm good so far.
Cool. Okay, so in Fantasy Grounds, first thing I want you guys to do is, maybe you've already done it. It looks like you guys already rolled for initiative with advantage, which is what I wanted you to do because the initiative got all screwed up. I tell you what, I want Bright, Yagvin, Edvard, and Martin, so 4 players. Okay, so we're good. So it is what it is. Okay, in that case, I'm going to hit a button. Boink. And we are in round 1, ladies and gentlemen. And we've only spent 15 minutes talking about BS. Now we are actually in the game. And we're not going to waste any time on things like backstories and exposition. We don't like that stuff. We want to play a game and we want to spill blood. I want blood on these cobblestone tiles. Yogvin,
I'd like the Echo to move 6 squares forward for 30 feet in total.
you want the Echo to move 6 squares forward or 30 feet in total?
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
And then I snap my fingers and teleport with the Echo.
And what action is that to teleport?
It's a bonus action.
And what action is it to move the
It's no action.
Echo?
It just moves on my turn.
No action. Okay. So you're going to teleport. That means you're going to change places with your Echo. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Give me a second. Things are going to look weird because I need to grab your
You're good.
token. And I'm just going to deny that for a second. Go ahead and redo that movement. I'm going to
It would be right there.
do it again.
So he was.
One more
Oh
time.
no, must.
It'd be right here.
Perfect. That's what I was looking for. 45. And we'll put the Echo here. So here's what you guys see. You see this. Well, actually, Yogvin, why don't you tell me about your Echo?
The Echo is transparent, but it's grayish almost. It doesn't have any color, and it's just has no legs, no like defining features other than its face and its torso, and it just kind of moves around.
Cool. Very cool. And what does it take the shape of?
It takes the shape of myself, but it's just very hard to clearly make out the shape. It's kind of like wavy, kind of doesn't have a definition to it.
Cool. Yeah, for anyone who's watching who doesn't already get the idea here, Yogvin has 3 levels of Echo Night Fighter. And he has a badass feature. I love this concept. It's called Manifest Echo. So he can create a little duplicate of himself that he can move around. It has to stay within a certain range of him. Because otherwise, it just it disappears at the end of his turn. He has to spend some of his precious time and energy to bring forth another one. I presume that's all you wanted to do, or did you want to try to move forward as well?
Well, so
You
teleporting
do have movement.
takes 20 feet of movement.
It takes half. Oh wait, I gotta double check. It takes half your movement, right?
It is exactly
15.
20.
Okay, it costs 15 feet of movement, so you can move 15 feet if you want.
Pretty sure it was 20.
Let me double check. Manifest Echo tells me, as a bonus action, you can teleport, magically swapping
no, it is 15.
places with your Echo at a cost of 15 feet of your movement, regardless of the distance between you.
I will move 15 feet forward.
Okay. Let's see here. Give me just a second. I just want to double check something. Before that movement occurs, could you please give me a dexterity saving throw?
Will do.
All right. Perfect. So I'm going to deny your movement, and I'm going to let you roll a d6 for me out in the open. I forgot to say in the tower.
Uh-oh.
1,
Oh,
2.
you
So we're
said
going to
that.
do that. And then something very interesting occurs because the moment you teleport, something awful happens.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
You land, and very, very luckily, you let's see. Yeah, you're good. You're good. You land, and you immediately notice a weakening of the floorboards as you land on this false floor, and a large pit just snaps open underneath you, and you happen to dodge out of the way of falling into this pit. You land right on the edge, and you scramble to your feet. You look down. It's pretty dark down there. You still may move 15 feet if you wish.
We'll step there, and I'll just kind of warn the others about the pit that just opened up.
Yes. And everybody else can see it as well. You guys can see it from where you're at. You can see that a pit has just opened up in the floor.
Yeah,
Yogvin,
that
that looks
will-
like the end of your turn. Do you have anything else you want to do?
Yep. Nope, that will be my turn.
Edvard, it is your turn.
I'm gonna look back to the old man and be like, Marlon, do you want a lift? I can't hear him.
Oh, are you muted?
I don't want to ride. Just go. I'm able to walk.
But we need to run.
No, we don't. Just go.
Okay.
Trust me, all right?
I will do my movement. And then I'll... No, I hit the wrong button. I will actually dash round.
Okay. Outstanding.
Get up to my...
Edvard Thar, can you please give me a dexterity saving throw in the tower?
Oh, this should be good.
Actually, just do it in the open, because I had Yagvin do it in the open, but in the future we will transition to the tower. I just want to see what happens here. Hey, not bad. Okay, so I'm going to deny your movement, and I'm going to put you right here. Can you please roll a d6 as another pit opens in front of you?
Oh, God, you would have fallen on me.
Okay, perfect. You jumped into the right square here. You stop short as you kind of just notice something's off about this floor, but you notice just a hair too late. You step on the pressure plate, and another pit opens in front of you. And these blocks just kind of crumble away. They're these flat, thin pieces of limestone that were held up by something like maybe a piece of wood, who knows, but it just snaps and breaks, and 15 feet worth of the floor just disappear into the crevice below and smash on what sounds like a hard surface down there. You look down, and it looks pretty dark down there. You still have all your movement except for 5 feet, so you have 25 feet of movement. You can also dash if you want. I just wanted to let you know that you narrowly avoided a pit trap.
Yeah.
I can dash if I wanna. I can leave my friends.
You can leave your friends behind. They can get chewed up, and when they get chewed up, you can take all their magic items.
I will go for the dash then.
Okay.
So, yeah.
That looks good to me. You go forward. Do you go heedlessly? It seems like you go heedlessly. You just run.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm booking it. I'm preparing myself to jump if I have to.
I hear you, man. I'm gonna read the description for the hallway. It's not exactly true now, but I just want to read what I should have read right before I opened up the pits. This stone hallway is in good physical condition and is well lit by torches, but it seems like no creatures have walked here for centuries. There is a fine layer of dust on the ground and along the mortared walls. The air is curiously still and slightly dusty. The path feels a little claustrophobic due to its low 10-foot ceiling. Directly ahead at the end of the hall, you can see a statue of a dragon-like creature flanked by 2 burning sconces. The hallway appears to wrap around to the north. And what I don't have written on the description is there are 2 yawning portals in the floor, so to speak. And certain people will appreciate that joke that are playing tonight. Edvard Thar, do you have anything else you want to do? Maybe a bonus action or something? Sorry, are you good?
Is my mage hand is a bonus action, right?
In order to cast a spell, you have to use an action. But due to your special power, you can control it as a bonus action on a future turn.
Okay. Yeah, that'll end my turn.
Okay. Bright, you see these pits open as your friends narrowly dodge falling down into those pits. What do? You just got done pulling Marlin out of that room. And trust me, guys, there is a lot of noise and crunching and a cacophony of destruction happening in the room that was once so comfortable and peaceful. Right behind you. Bright, what do you do?
Well, I heard Marlin say to Edvard that he's fine, so she's gonna just believe him. Like, I'm gonna trust you to keep yourself okay.
The old man's awake. That's all we
He's
can
not
ask for.
sleeping this time, right? Okay, so I think I'm going to, let's see. I think my movement is 30 regardless. Yes, cool. So I will dash my way across. Doot. This way. And, could I scoot past Yagvin?
You can always move through an ally's square, but it costs double
Okay.
movement.
So if I move here to where it says 40,
That's so if you move past 30 feet, that means you are committing your action to a dash. So
yeah, I know.
we'll
That's why
put
I'm like
you
trying to.
right.
Would that be?
That's where you're standing now is 30 feet. And then if you
Yeah.
go through Yagvin Square, it'll be 5, 10, 15, 25, 30. You'll be immediately to the left of Yagvin.
Yeah. Because I'm like trying to see if I can spot anything past the hallway. Ta-ta-ta. Goodness. Okay. Nobody's hurt yet.
Nobody's hurt yet, surprisingly.
Nobody's hurt yet.
On round 1.
While I'm next to this pit right here, do I feel like air coming out of it? Like, is there a breeze or anything?
I will go ahead and say no. However, if you want to learn anything else, you'll have to spend an action to do a perception check. Or
That's fine.
a bonus action.
I was wondering about air and whatnot. Cool. I'm gonna still dash my way over. I'll be right in front of Yagvin.
Okay.
So my action.
You
to
go
dash.
over there. Nothing occurs. You kind of scoot by Yagvin.
Ooh, I can see a little past the corner of the hall.
Can you now? What do you see?
I see a box.
You can do shoutouts anytime you want.
So.
And guys, this is just a note for all the players.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you can click on other people's tokens and see what they see. Can you tell me if you click on
yes.
Bright's token? Can you see what she sees?
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys can use that method if you want, or you can refer to the Twitch chat, which I believe will always show, or excuse me, the Twitch stream. That's always going to show the vision for all allied players, which is really helpful for the viewers, and you guys can use that if you want.
Awesome.
Bright, do you have anything else you want to do? You've used an action and a movement. You can use a bonus action if you want.
So you mentioned earlier that a bonus action can be used for extra movement? Is that what you mentioned?
I'm afraid not. You can use a bonus action
okay.
to make a perception check. If you were a rogue, then you would be able to use your cunning action to take a dash.
Then I think I'll do that if I'm still allowed to perceive something. From where I'm standing, can I see from the dragon's head, if anything pops out?
That is an excellent question. Give me a perception check in the tower.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well done. Oh, one more thing I'll remind you guys. Inspiration. If you want to use inspiration, you're going to have to declare it before you roll. I won't always tell you if you fail a roll behind the tower, behind the screen. And I might give you information that that you might think you know based on your perception or your insight. In rare cases, I might have to outright lie to you, depending on if you failed. In order to curb that, you guys need to declare that you want to use inspiration before you make your rolls. And there's all sorts of things you can do that can grant inspiration, such as making an excellent joke or doing excellent roleplay, or making a kind of a brilliant observation or a leap of judgment or a brave act. There's all sorts of things you guys can do that can earn you inspiration. So just keep that in mind. It is a resource to spend. So with that in mind, Bright, I'll tell you what you see with your perception check. The first thing you notice is that the pit is 20 feet deep, and there are sharp, dangerous-looking spikes at the bottom. It is dark down there. The next thing you notice is that the dragon statue, it sort of looks like the one from the previous room, but it is just a little bit different. It does not have glowing eyes, for example. This one happens to have clawed hands beneath the large dragon head. The clawed hands are held shut like a cage, but between the fingers, it is clear to see trinkets and baubles awaiting you.
All right.
There is one more thing you notice. There is an odd puddle of water or something sitting on the ground right next to Edvard Thar. The rest of the hallway is completely barren and dry, but there is this odd little puddle that you happen to notice out of the corner of your eye, sitting in the middle of the hallway right next to Edvard Thar.
Oh, okay, just west of the pit that I'm next to.
That's right.
All right.
You can always make a call out as a free action.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was just gonna
You
say,
just got to keep it
I
short,
would like to...
something you can say within 1 or 2 seconds, just real quick, like "watch out" or something.
Yeah, I would like to get Edvard's attention for that puddle and just tell him, "Look out! Don't step in that!"
No,
pointing over at the
foot puddle.
Ah.
All right, Bright. Go ahead and pass your turn. It sounds like you've done all you can. Okay, we're going to go ahead and pass Yogvin's Echo, since it does not exist right now. Marlin. My friend Marlin, you have been left behind by all your allies. All right?
Since he doesn't walk very fast, as he is strolling, he is going to look around and see if he can perceive anything.
Sure thing. Would you like to use an action or a bonus action? Normally, right off the bat, I'll just say it's better to make a perception check as a bonus action because that allows you to save your action for a movement.
Yep,
if you want
I will do a bonus action.
Go ahead and roll a perception check in the tower. Outstanding. You take in your surroundings. The first thing you'll notice... Actually, let's take a step back for a second because there are... well, not too much. There are a couple things you may have gleaned from the room here before you lost power during the previous session. The first thing you'll notice, I'm just going to give you a bit of information just to kind of fill the gap real quick, since you happened to lose power last night, so you didn't get to play the way you wanted to. The first thing you notice is that the room is suffused with magical energies. And if you happen to have cast Detect Magic in that room, you would have noticed it was completely filled with illusionary school magic, transmutation school magic, conjuration school magic, and you would have noticed arcane spells in waiting all around the room, one of which would be a very powerful glyph of warding all across the western wall. You would have noticed this if you had taken the time to investigate with your arcane talents, as I'm sure you would have. The glyph of warding was specifically designed to harbor a very powerful spell. Basically, it would have been something akin to a creation spell, kind of combined with illusionary magic. Based on your judgment, you can tell that the magical, the wall of spikes you see here, it's kind of sort of an illusion, but it's also very dangerous. You can tell immediately that it means business. It is literally chewing up the floor in front of it. It's just utterly destroying all of the matter in front of it. It's crunching up the tiles of the floor, the walls, and the ceiling. The dragon statue that was mounted on the wall just fell off and got destroyed. And it seems like it's going to lurch forward and utterly obliterate anything in its path. It seems like almost nothing would be able to stop it. I'm going to give you one more piece of information just as a little bonus because I know that you just happened to drop off. I'm just going to declare that you made a natural 20 on your Arcana check. This wall casts a spell every single round with a range of 5 feet, and that spell is Dispel Magic. Every round at the end of the turn, it's going to cast Dispel Magic and dispel basically anything that's sitting in front of it within 5 feet. There may be exceptions to that. There may be things that can overcome that, but it just seems like one more precaution that some dastardly designer has taken to ensure that the wall moves forward every round.
So the wall being magic doesn't dispel itself.
It seems like an illusion that has been made real. It seems to carry magical energies with it. It also seems to perhaps be a construct. You know that based on your arcane training, golems carry magic within themselves. They cannot be subjected to a dispel magic spell and just turn off. You feel like this wall may be something akin to a very powerful golem, just in the shape of a wall. And it gives you pause. You can see that it's moving quite slowly. But you do recall the words of that elven man. He said, you guys have 15 minutes, and who knows what lies before you. I just wanted to give you that extra bit of insight based on your background. Now, moving on to your normal perception check. You can see that there's a pit right next to you. It is 20 feet deep. There is a flat stone bottom on the bottom. It looks like there are maybe some stuff down there. It kind of sort of looks like corpses.
Okay.
And then in the distance, you see the dragon statue. You're not really able to discern too much else. You don't notice anything threatening or dangerous around you other than the pit itself.
All right. As he completes his 20 feet and he's looking around, he's thinking to himself, oh, this is quite the parlor trick. Someone knew what they were doing. And that's going to be his turn.
I will say you still have an action if you would like to dash forward by another 20 feet.
Dash? Are you kidding?
That is
99 years old. He's going to dash. Yeah.
That's perfectly fine with me.
He's dashing as he speaks. Yeah, no.
I love you, man.
He's good.
At the end of the turn, the wall moves forward by 5 feet. And then we move on to round 2. Yagvin, what happens next, my friend?
My bonus action, I bring up my echo again. The lights that were around my head that disappeared with the echo being up slowly came back throughout the 6 seconds of it being gone.
Oh,
now
so
displays another version of
that little
myself.
circle of lights, is that a constant feature of your character?
Not constant, but whenever my echo isn't up, that's what uses it to display that my echo is no longer projected.
That's cool. I like that.
I like that.
Where would you like to summon him?
15 feet directly in front of me.
Okay.
So two squares in front of Bright.
Boink. So, ladies and gentlemen, the echo appears once again. It just hovers mysteriously above the ground. It has a fly speed of 30 feet, Yagvin, FYI.
Sure does. I will then tap Bright's shoulder, giving her guidance with my action.
Okay. Could you go ahead and put that effect on her?
I will, and that will also give me the concentration.
Gotcha.
Glorious.
And then you have movement.
Yep. And I will move to here, where I would like to go.
It looks like you doubled back. I think you wanted to move right in the middle there, where the 25-foot marker is.
Yeah.
It'll
right.
move it. Yeah.
There we
It'll
go.
do it.
Okay.
I'll have my echo go 2 feet in front of Edvard.
Let's see. Your movement with your echo, is that cost an action?
It's 30 feet. No, it is a free action to use it. I just command it to go. So I point to where I want it to go, and it goes.
Tell me again where you wanted him to go?
2 feet in front of, or 2 squares in front of Edvard. Yeah,
Does that
right
look
there.
accurate? Okay.
Yep. And I'm just gonna kind of look at the dragon, using Well, I use my bonus action. I just look at it.
Yeah, you just look at this dragon statue. You can see it doesn't really require a perception check to determine that there is an extra feature here. Beneath this dragon head statue is a little cage made out of its stone fingers. It looks like it's too small to just reach your hand through and grab whatever's inside, but there is some stuff inside. But you'll have to investigate to figure out exactly what that is.
Well, I will let Bright know that you can investigate the statue many boxes up ahead, and that will be my turn.
All right. Edvard Thar, what happens next, my friend?
Bar is going to take a good sniff around using his bonus action to make a perception check.
Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead and roll a perception check with advantage in the tower.
Oh, I got the tower covered. Oh, wait, do I? There we go.
All right. So, you sniff with a capital S.
With the trunket, nonetheless.
You catch some interesting smells, to be sure. The first thing you smell is not what you might have expected, since you haven't popped your head around the corner yet, but it smells kind of unpleasant. It smells like a den.
Sorry.
Like a den, or it smells like animals. There's a weird animal musk smell on the air. The smell of animal musk and stale dung, like animal droppings. You strangely catch that scent on the air. You also smell the just kind of like the aroma of dust and age. You can plainly see that there is just like a fine layer of dust all over the walls and the floor. And what happens next?
Okay, I gotta see it. Sorry, I was reading something. Going to go over here. No, go around the corner. Stay on the side.
Okay. As you start to step forward, you hear Bright say, "Don't step in that puddle."
Well, I thought I was already in the puddle.
Well, that's the thing. The puddle moves, and it moves directly under your feet as you step. I need you to make a save for me. Stand by for just a second as I determine what that save is going to be. Go ahead and give me a dexterity save in the tower. Outstanding. All right. So here's what happens. A pit forms directly in the space where your foot was going to land. I'm going to deny your movement, and you fall into a pit. But this is not an ordinary pit, my friends. Not in the least. I want... I need to figure out how I'm going to do this. Actually, never mind. We're not going to roll for initiative because we're already in initiative. The only people who roll for initiative are the enemies.
That's why I didn't want you carrying me.
Edvard, you fall into a pit, and you fall 20 feet, and you take some damage, my friend.
Okay.
You take 10 points of bludgeoning damage as you fall into a pit. This is a pit that is 5 feet wide, and I'm going to describe what everybody else sees. Edvard, this giant elephant man, just disappears into a 5-foot pit. It just kind of seems to open up from nowhere. There is no sound that seems to come from like the activation of a trap. It seems like this pit just purely just opened up like a mouth almost, just opened up. And you guys see this quivering puddle up here in the space where Edvard stepped. There is a hole in the ground, and there is this weird black tentacle that rises up, questioning its environment as if to say, "What are you gonna do about me?" And this is where I would normally say roll for initiative. But at this point, you guys are already in initiative. So, Edvard, you fall prone, and you are inside the pit. And you still have an action, actually. So what are you going to do now that you have fallen into this pit? However, I am going to take you off the map. Because you are inside this strange pit. Edvard, what do you see right now? Is it on your map? I just want to make sure you see nothing.
Oh, well, I can still see like what I saw before, but it's all grayed out. I can still see the other players.
Perfect. Okay,
But
now
that's it. I can't see the echo. I can't see the whole icon.
perfect. Now let me tell you what your character sees. You are at the bottom of a pit. This pit is 5 feet wide, and it's like just your size. Strangely, you're at the bottom of it. You landed, and it hurt. You see that the walls are fairly smooth. It looks like you might be able to climb up them, but the walls are strangely wet, and it feels a little bit weird and tingly when you touch the moist surface. Something is amiss about this pit. Edvard,
How
you
high
can...
up is it?
20 feet. Roughly 20 feet.
20 feet?
Yep. You took 2d6 bludgeoning damage. Total of 10.
Okay, so I'm prone. Standing up is 5 feet of my movement.
15. It requires half of your movement to stand.
Oh, damn. That is a lot of movement. Okay.
Now,
I don't know if I should
yeah, what do
send
you do?
this.
Pardon?
I don't know if I should send you this screenshot of jump calculator.
Oh, please.
boots.
Yeah, I forgot you had that. Please send me
Yeah.
that. Send me
I
your
will send
screenshot,
it to
homie.
you.
He's even got the boots.
Oh.
He's even got the
The
boots with the
jump.
fur.
Everybody was looking at.
Everybody was
I'm
looking
just
at
gonna put in
him.
it's in our our group chat,
Okay,
just because I already had that open.
give me just a second
I don't
to
remember
jump
that.
over to our normal group chat. I see a screenshot. Let's see. Your long jump is 63 feet horizontally. Your high jump is 24 feet off the ground. Beautiful. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll
It's
tell you
all
what.
with running jump, though.
It requires 10 feet of movement. Okay, 12. Oh, okay.
Without
You're
without
reading
a
the wrong
running
one.
start.
Without
The
a
second
running
one,
start,
yeah.
you can jump 12
height-
feet.
But read the one underneath it.
You can reach up and grab something 24 feet off the ground. Okay, here's what you can do then. I want you to make an athletics check with advantage. Now, if you succeed at this check, it's kind of an arbitrary DC. This is just based on like the literal lateral feet. It is made more difficult by the unique nature of this pit / creature. Go ahead and make an athletics check with advantage in the tower, and I will let you know what happens.
Before I make this roll, I would like to say when I jump and I reach, I am reaching with my hands and my trunk
I hear you. I hear you, my friend.
in the tower.
His bird's crazy.
Outstanding. So you
I need to play basketball and football.
you step forward, you fall into this unexpected pit-like structure. You fall 20 feet, you crash, land on the ground. You stand up almost like an instinct. You bounce back up into the air with your magical boots. You catch the edge of the pit. You will have to make another check in order to climb out of the pit, but you are able to jump up without a running start and catch the edge of the pit. I will tell you that the edge of the pit feels really weird. It feels like you are grabbing onto slime. It
Felt
doesn't,
weird.
and like the edge of the pit seems to move around
Nasty.
slightly. If anybody else is watching, you can see Edvard's gray elephant fingers just kind of appear. You see his trunk kind of
And
sticking
claw.
out. But man, if it's not the weirdest thing, this pit seems to be moving around just slightly in the square that it's sitting in. Edvard, I think you've used all your turn. Is there anything else you can do?
Yeah.
Go ahead and pass the turn.
Yeah, 'cause I gotta wait till next turn to make the check.
He billows.
Okay. This quivering puddle is a creature. You can tell now that it's actually some sort of weird, twisted creature. It's one of my favorite creatures. and I'll tell you the name of it later. But I'll tell you what it does right now. It's going to use an action to swallow Edvard. This pit, so to speak, completely closes. Edvard, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw. In the tower.
Does the puddle make a roll to make that happen, or is that just its own thing?
This is
that
an
it
action.
does?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Edvard. You jump up, you grab the edge of the pit, you notice that the edge of the pit is weirdly slimy and seems to be moving, and then, without warning, the pit just closes itself. It's like a weird aperture, like an organic aperture just closes up, and you're not able to react in time, and it kind of slices into your fingers as it closes, and you're gonna take I don't have a roll for this, but you're gonna take 1d4 slashing damage as the pit closes on your fingers. And I'm just gonna roll a d4 at random. So I need you to give yourself 3 extra wounds on your character sheet. So yeah, perfect. Yeah, so this thing closes up and you fall from the top. Oh, and by the way, it's completely dark inside this pit now. Oh, and by the way, the pit vanishes from view.
Oh.
It closes up and the
There it
tentacle
goes.
just kind of slithers away back into the floor, and you cannot see it. It is effectively invisible at this
Do
time.
we hear a burp?
And
So
you hear a strange extra dimensional
I
that
have a
that
question.
echoes down the hallway.
Would it have provoked an opportunity attack from my echo?
It has not left your threatened area, so I'm going to say no.
Okay.
If it leaves your threatened area and you can detect that it leaves your threatened area, then I will grant an opportunity attack. As a matter of fact, I want Yagvin and Bright to make perception checks. Give me
Sure thing.
disadvantage on those checks in the tower. Hey, Bright, you used your guidance.
Yeah. That'll be okay, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
so if it uses the guidance, it uses up the guidance, so it's gone now.
Yeah, that's fine.
This is the weird thing
I
about
want
guidance.
to find my friends. I want to find my friend.
Do you guys just want to I kind of want to streamline that a bit. You guys just want to use guidance on your very next roll and then it's gone. Because the thing is, like, it lasts for a minute and you get to decide if you want to use it or not. So it's this weird gray area, and Fantasy Grounds does not handle that very well.
No,
What
but
can do
I
is
think
when I say
Yagvin. Yeah, good.
When I say I cast it on somebody, I can put concentration on myself and then just let them know whenever they roll. And if they want to use it, I can put it on their token.
Yeah.
You can also go into the effects and put skip, and I think it will skip the round, so it doesn't get used.
I'll look that up. I'm trying to make things easy on you
Yeah.
guys while also respecting the rules. It's just kind of
He
this
can.
weird
I think he can
spell.
do it, so that way you don't have to worry about clicking stuff all the time.
All right, I'll look into that. We'll see if we can get it fixed next time. But for now, I will say that you guys, Bright, you barely notice that it seems to be this weird puddle seems to be moving, and I'm going to show you its location now,
Yes.
and then I'm going to hide it.
Okay.
So it moves away from the corner, and Edvard, you don't know that it's moving. That is the weirdest thing. You're inside this pit. It feels completely stationary, and it's basically pitch black inside this little pit. And at the end of this creature's turn, you feel a strange little contraction inside this pit as the walls kind of crunch in slightly, and all around you the stone walls of the pit smush up against you, and you take some acid damage, my friend, as you are very slowly being digested by this pit-like creature.
All right, sounds fun.
Bright, it's your
All that
turn.
was left was a finger.
What do you do, Bright?
Not the fakers.
So you
All
know,
right.
roughly speaking, where the pit is located, and I'll show it to you again.
Yes.
But
Yes.
it is effectively invisible. So if you wanted to attack it or something, it would come with invisibility penalties.
So, what I would like to do is go like right by it, like diagonally right over here. Just make a movement. Where the heck is the thing? There we go. Right here. Scoot, scoot.
Okay, so you move up on this thing. You can clearly see now. Now that you're within 5 feet, you can clearly see this creature. It is like a gray puddle of ooze. And you can see that the tentacle is there. It's just like coiled up really tightly over top of what must be the opening to the pit.
So I would like to,
And I
as
want
a free act.
I
oh,
did
yeah,
I
go
did
ahead,
skip a
sorry.
skip. I want you and Yogvin to roll an Arcana check, or
Oh, okay.
a Nature check in the tower.
Mm,
You guys can pick Arcana or Nature.
Same thing for me. Disadvantage or is normal?
Just normal. All right, you guys both rolled Arcana. Yogvin, you determine that this creature is something known as a slithering pit. This is you must be programmed with some sort of analysis tools. It's not like you've ever seen one of these things before, but it's like somewhere in your circuitry and your sensors, you just happen to know that this is an ooze. This is an ooze that creates an extra-dimensional pit, and that pit is its stomach. So
I think when I was in
anything-
the Mithril Halls, I probably would have encountered a lot of oozes.
it's quite possible. Yeah, down in the Underdark, might have slithered up, and you might have had to deal with one before. You know that Edvard is inside this thing's, effectively, its stomach, and he's being digested. There is a way. It is a creature. It is quite fallible. It just needs to be killed. That's what you know. Bright, go ahead with what you wanted to do next.
Okay, so I don't know if this is a free action or not, but I would like to dump some flour over it so that it could still be visible even while it's invisible. Maybe show its form so my friends can see it.
That is really cool. I really like that idea. Let's say it takes one
You
action.
tell me what it costs.
It takes an action for you to pull out the flour and dump it.
Cool.
You
So-
coat this thing in flour, and now it kind of looks like a pit, like it's covered in pale white, like powdered sugar. It's like a powdered sugar slithering pit. So delicious. I think that's so cool. I want you to give yourself a point of inspiration, please. So
Oh,
you
thanks.
should, because that's this is what items are for, and I wish D&D had more mundane items. That's just badass. I love it. But
Very Home Alone.
take your quantity of flour on your character sheet and cut it in half.
Yeah.
Whatever you have right now, just
Sure
cut it
did.
in half.
I had 2, so now I'm down to 1.
Okay. So you cover this thing in flour, and it is impossible to avoid seeing it moving around now. So you'll always be able to see it. All right, you have a bonus action. What do you do next?
As a bonus action, I would like to. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. I think that I'm going to
Eric.
give bardic inspiration to one of my buddies.
Okay. Eric in the chat says, my 2 boys have extra dimensional stomachs.
Sounds
how it be
about right, huh?
sometimes.
So does my wallet. The money just goes in and disappears.
Too true, especially during a Steam sale.
The Steam sale. Oh my god.
Okay. the Steam sales.
Now, let me double check your character sheet. Do I have a little effect so you can give them, you can let them know you have bardic inspiration on them?
Yes, sir. I'm
Yeah.
gonna give Marlon bardic inspiration.
Okay, perfect.
So, and it should be a 8.
It's a 1d8 you can use on basically any d20 roll. You can also use it if you want to increase the damage you deal with a spell, or if you want to increase the healing you do with a healing spell.
Okay.
Am I correct
And,
about that, Bright? About
yeah.
the d20 thing? Remind us about bardic inspiration.
Oh, the additional thing.
Yeah, or just the
Where-
normal
where
part.
Bardic versatility. So for regular bardic inspiration, it allows you to add the number rolled to one ability check, attack roll, or saving throw that you just made. You can wait until after it rolls. But before the DM says whether or not it succeeds or fails. So
Okay.
before he says anything. But on top of that, where is the thing? There was something else that it allowed me to do. I think.
I added it to bardic inspiration. It's on the bottom of the description.
Bardic inspiration. Oh, okay. Wait.
It should say modified by magical inspiration on the bottom.
Yeah. So if a creature has bardic inspiration from me and casts a spell that restores hit points or deals damage, the creature can roll that die and choose a target affected by the spell. Add the number rolled as a bonus to the hit points regained or the damage dealt. After that, it is done.
Boom.
Cool.
And that lasts for a while. I
Thank
think that
you.
lasts for 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's for 100 rounds.
100 rounds. We've been very specific about this.
Yeah.
All right.
It will automatically
Almost 15
count
minutes.
down. Almost.
Yogvin, I'm going to change the initiative for your Echo. Okay. We're moving on to Marlin. Marlin, it's your turn. My friend, what do you do?
I'm just walking, just coming down the hall.
Okay. You amble forward, edging around this pit. Nothing seems to threaten you along the way. You definitely know about what's happening up ahead. You see this white little spot kind of in the middle of the space in front of Bright. This white powdered sugar looking slime ball. It's very small. It looks like it could almost fit in the palm of a hand. You know that this thing is a creature. What happens next?
He'll use another bonus action to just look around.
Okay. Make a perception check in the tower.
Yep. Let me get over there.
All right. I think
He's basically going to look at the place on the floor
yeah.
in front of him.
You can tell that this thing is it's larger than it seems. Can you give me an Arcana check in the tower
Mm-hmm.
as you examine this creature? Right. So you recognize this creature as well. You understand that this is an ooze that generates an extra dimensional space. It is called a slithering pit, and you, having observed Edvard falling into it, you know that this thing is trying to digest Edvard right now. It can be destroyed. It is just a creature.
Right. Would I know whether or not doing it damage to it would do damage to whatever is inside of it?
No, I'm afraid not. You will know, however, that it is immune to acid damage.
Okay.
You still have an action.
Yes. I am going to... Where did that go? I just had it. Oh, there it is. Very good. He is going to... There it is. There it is. Okay, he is going to start tapping his staff on the ground. Not slamming it, but just like tick, 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 stick, and he's going to raise his staff is always in his right hand. He's going to raise his left hand, and as he does, a little ball begins to form in his left hand, and it grows and grows to about a 4-inch diameter sphere. And he kind of rolls it at where the little ooze is, and as it gets there, at that point, as it rolls across the ooze, he does slam his staff on the ground. The orb blazons out in a very bright blue light, and I'm casting Chromatic Orb.
Outstanding.
I like that.
And what level are you casting?
Let's see, where is it?
It's the casual 9th level.
You're casual ninth level. Chromatic
probably
Orb.
3rd level.
3rd level. Okay.
Yeah.
So what I want you to do to start things off is I want you to roll a d6.
86 in the tower.
Out in the open is fine. We are determining what version of damage. This is going to be cold damage. So, Chromatic Orb is a little weird. As you can see, Loco, there are a bunch of extra damage slots all over that Chromatic Orb first level spell.
Yep.
I'm going to create a new one for you.
It's cold.
Yeah, it's going to be 1d6 cold. And then we'll just get rid of that right after. But this needs to be the case. So, take that 3d8 cold. Oops, that should be a d8. I'm so sorry. Take that 3d8 cold and then drag it on top of the quivering puddle. I'll go ahead and identify that for you guys. You guys know it's a slithering pit. All right. Did that go on to... Why did that partially resist? That should not have partially... Let me just double check something.
You lied to me.
Acid. No, it's resistant to acid, but not to cold. I wonder why it has resistance. I'm going to ignore that, and I'm just going to give it 12 wounds. So it is more injured than it let on. Now, I created an extra damage slot at the end there, 1d8 cold. Go ahead and drag that on 2 times. I don't know why it's resisting. That's really weird.
Onto the pit?
Yes.
Is that where I'm dropping it? Okay.
Yes. Perfect. Okay, and I figured out what happened. I had an effect on it that should not have been there. Okay. Perfect. So you guys see this chromatic orb fly over. It kind of rolls across the ground like a bowling ball, and then when he slams his staff on the ground, it explodes, and frozen energy just kind of covers it like so many snowflakes and sheets of ice. You see this thing kind of shrivel up just a little bit. Edvard, you don't notice anything different whatsoever as this creature takes damage. You feel maybe a very slight vibration, but it's more at the top than at the bottom of this 20-foot pit that you're in. Marlin, please check off a 3rd level slot. Okay,
yep,
thank you.
Done.
Perfect. And go ahead and pass your turn. And at the end of the turn, the wall moves forward by 5 feet. We're moving on to round 3, ladies and gentlemen. Yogvin, what do? You see before you this hallway of just a bunch of stuff. Let me go ahead and read the description for this hallway. This stone hallway is in much worse condition than the previous one. The walls are more worn, and several of the stone sconces have been left unlit. Crates full of junk have been burst open, and their contents strewn about the floor. Mundane objects of all sorts, as though several carts full of merchants' items have been spilled across the ground. Wooden crates and boxes have been stacked haphazardly, and they block your view to the end of the hall. There are subtle, curious odors lingering on the air in front of you. And although the hallway seems still and silent, something seems amiss. And then, of course, there is a slithering pit behind you. So what do you do?
My echo will move to where that torch is, 2 feet toward Marlin from Bray. Now I have a question, because we discussed this before. Would he have advantage from flaking, or does it have to be me?
Give me a luck roll. If you get an even number, so a luck roll is a flat d20. If you get an even number, then you get what you want. Otherwise,
Hour or
out in the open. Okay, so in this case, you get flanking. And we'll go ahead and adhere to that. There's like a 50-50 chance that you'll be able to achieve flanking, if you wish, with your echo.
Yeah, that's fine. So Yagvin's gonna lift up his arm as if he's about to swipe down himself, and his arm is going to disappear, and the Echo's arm disappears, and they swap arms. And the Echo swings down on the slithering pit.
Badass. That is going to be a normal use, right? And that's Manifest Echo when you take the attack action?
Yep.
Gotcha. Okay, make an attack roll.
That would be a natural 20.
My goodness, outstanding. Don't roll damage yet. Okay, so we're instituting a house rule. The house rule is you need to confirm your critical hits.
Yep,
so
it's still an advantage, right?
That's right. So you're going to roll with all the same advantages as you had last time. And as long as it's a normal hit...
It didn't roll. Do you want to roll again?
Doesn't matter. That's one of your two, and that's a hit. So that is a confirmed critical hit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the critical modifier.
Oh, I already have.
Wait, does that work?
I have it selected on the modifiers if you want.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Those.
Yeah,
That's
I thought it was an effect that you drag, but it's just a click, I guess. Yeah, go ahead and roll damage. You should be critical. Wow, look at all those dice.
Yay!
Oh my, that is so cool. So you just kind of like swing down and you hit this thing like a golf ball, just, and you cut right through its moist center, utterly destroying it. Edvard, you come spitting out of this thing as this thing is destroyed. You come flying out and you end up laying in the prone on the ground. You're not covered in any goop or anything, just a little bit of acid damage, you know, but by and large, you're all right. Just an interesting, weird little adventure. And you find yourself 10 feet back from where you thought you were when you fell in the pit. Right next to another pit.
Bastards changed my new boots.
I have the slithering pit still targeted.
How do we undo that? Oh, I gotcha. I think. How about now?
Thank you.
Good.
Yep, we're good.
Okay. I'm learning. I'm a baby.
No, you're good. I was gonna do something and I didn't want it to go to the pit.
You're gonna heal the pit.
Edvard, are you all right? And I will cast a healing word on Edvard.
That's a bonus action, yeah. Go ahead.
Yep.
All right. And don't forget to check off your spells, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Outstanding. Yogvin, I think that's it for you, right?
My echo will move 15 feet towards me, 2 in front of the pit, like towards me. Yep. One more. Yep. And that will be my turn.
Gotcha. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I love the way things are going. I need to take a 5-minute break. We're gonna do a quick bio break, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna hit the button on OBS. We're gonna switch us over to an intermission, and we'll be right back in about 5 minutes.
Oh yeah.
und dandy. Steaming hot coffee.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Thank you so much for being patient as we take a quick little bio break, but we are back into the action. And we are right back to our turn order. It is now Edvard's turn. Edvard, you're laying on the ground. You're covered in just a little bit of slime, just a little bit of acid. What do you do?
First off, I stand up.
Okay.
Then, I believe it is an action. So I'm going to use my action to do detect thoughts that last for a minute, right?
Who are you targeting with that spell?
I am not targeting anyone. I am using it to perceive any unseen creatures through their thoughts with it.
That is a creative application. That is a creative application of the spell.
That is in the words of the spell.
Oh, really? Let me double check.
Yeah.
Very nice.
It's.
Does it have a
broken
range?
up.
Yeah, so it has
when
a
you
range of
cast it-
self. The effect
Oh.
reaches out to 90 feet for him.
But for this, it says when you cast the spell as an action during the duration, you can search for thoughts within 30 feet of you.
Which paragraph?
So
I'm
it's-
sorry.
30 feet range.
Oh, I see it.
In normal spells,
Yeah, cool.
description, it's broken up there, but in
Yeah.
this one, it's just thrown in there.
That is a really
That's
cool.
cool.
Consider that to be 90 feet. I didn't notice that. I'm gonna change that right now because you have psionic mastery, my friend, and that means you get triple the normal effect of your 2 feats, which are telekinetic and telepathic. So instead of 30 feet, it's 90 feet, buddy. As long as it's not completely behind cover, such as behind a hallway, and it lasts for a minute.
You
So-
hear Marlin.
Yeah. What is he thinking?
That was kind of funny. big old hefty guy falling off. I hope he wasn't hurt.
Look at him.
What is everybody thinking? I want everybody to tell Edvard. Actually, technically, they have. So I think you can detect that people are thinking, but maybe you can't tell exactly what they're thinking unless they pass, or excuse me, unless they fail the save. You can search for
God, that's
thoughts.
funny.
You cannot detect a creature with an intelligence of 3 or lower. Oh, sorry, Yogvin.
Damn.
It's rough.
The shade.
It's shameful, but it's true.
Woof. Somebody play the soundscape. My beef.
It's not even my lowest stat. My charisma's a -1.
Oh my
You
goodness.
know,
Edvard, you still have a bonus action and some movement.
And movement.
15 feet of movement. Okay.
I
So
mean,
you-
either way, I still end up there.
Yeah. I have the diagonal measurements turned on so that every other square counts as difficult terrain, which is one of the rules in the DMG. For you aficionados out there, that's the Dungeon Master's Guide. Edvard makes a sound with his trumpet.
actually.
No, that was the billowing. Too.
Edvard, could you please make a perception check or an insight check in the tower? No advantage.
I mean, they're both the same.
Okay. Edvard, you know that there is at least one creature in the hallway before you. But you don't
Okay.
know if there's more than one, but you know there's at least one creature somewhere in the hallway in front of you.
I'm going to telepathically tell my comrades there's a creature in the hallway.
You guys all hear Edvard's voice speaking to you in your mind.
Oh, wow.
That's not annoying at all.
For this instance, I'll allow them to respond if they wish.
You hear Marlin say, "Well, that's not annoying at all." He's very sarcastic.
I'll pull out my Hellfire Katana and end my turn.
Badass. Bright, it's your turn.
Glorious.
You just
All right.
watched Marlin just explode this little slime ball thing, and out popped this giant elephant from the floor. Just boink! What do you do next?
Oh boy.
Oh, boy.
It's like, oh boy. All right. Oh, good to have you back, Edward. Now we gotta keep moving. That wall is still behind us. Oh boy, let's see.
Did not hear the mental thing I said.
Oh yeah, she heard it, but she you're standing right next to her. She's going to speak to you. No one said Bright was actually that bright.
That's
Go
the
to your
best
room.
part.
know.
Oh, goodness. All right, so I'm going to scoot on over here.
You run over next to this imposing dragon statue.
Mm-hmm.
You see before you a long hallway completely filled with junk. It looks like several merchants' carts have just been completely disgorged and emptied out haphazardly. And there are these wooden crates standing tall in the hallway, just forming these natural barriers. Could you make a check for me? I want you to just kind of see what you can see. You can either roll perception or survival or investigation or anything you think would be appropriate.
I'll do perception. Can I also add on to that perception to look even more closely at this dragon's head beside me too?
Absolutely, you can.
Wonderful. And I'll use an inspiration
Okay.
before I roll
So
that
roll
out.
with advantage and do that in the tower. All right. So let's talk about the dragon statue first. You come up against the dragon statue. You see that it does not have the dancing lights in its eyes. You do see it has a couple interesting features. It looks very similar to the one you very intimately explored before. However, it looks slightly more threatening now. It doesn't look very calm and peaceful. There's no music playing from it. It does have a wide open mouth within which you could easily fit your arm. Beneath it is two hands like claws made out of stone, and they are closed in such a way as to form like interlocking fingers almost. And within these fingers you can see that there are some sort of trinkets inside. You can tell that there is a scroll wrapped up in a tight little bundle, and there is also a small wooden box, very small. It almost looks like it could hold a ring, perhaps, like a little ring box. It's just sitting on the little pedestal that is blocked off from your reach by these stone dragony fingers. And now the next thing I'll tell you about is a hallway. You roll perception. So there are a couple things you notice. You notice movement. You hear it. You kind of sense it. There is something about this hallway. There are definitely two creatures hidden somewhere in this hallway. You can hear occasional whispering off in the distance, maybe about 30 to 60 feet away. You think there might be some creatures fairly close to you. And I'm going to hit a button. Stand by, waiting for my computer to not crash. Please don't crash. Oh God.
We'll stream if it ends. You crash.
You guys see you don't see them per se, but you notice them. There are two creatures hidden behind the boxes. So if you can see them, you can see them. But if you can't, well, them's the breaks. But Bright, that is what you see at this time, and that is what you perceive and what you notice. What do you do next?
So first, going back to the dragon head, you mentioned that there was a little wooden box.
Yeah, it's inside the claws, and the claws are closed up.
Oh, okay, so they're kind of doing like this, caging it.
It's like interlocking fingers, and there's like a hollow space in between the hands.
Okay.
Let's see. With your perception check, I'll give you some extra information I forgot to give you earlier. You can determine that this whole statue is like some sort of mechanism that can be activated.
Okay. With the perception, it wouldn't tell me like
What
pinpoint exactly what the mechanism is.
I'm afraid not. I allowed you to spread your perception across 2 different areas of focus. So you got some information about both of the areas, but not all of it.
Okay.
Now, if you want,
fair.
you can examine the statue more closely and gain more information. We can roll over your pretty good roll, but it will require the use of your action. Or bonus action.
I think instead, can I prompt a luck roll to see if I can use my Horn of Silent Alarm to my friends from previous adventures, so to speak, that she uses it to count off how many people there are, like without alarming the enemies.
That is... Give me just a second. I just want to check something. That does have uses per day. You can absolutely do that. You can make a special tone, and this will be indicative of your content of your content of your message. This will require the use of your action to pull it out of your backpack and then activate it.
Yeah. So I want to. I can only pinpoint one creature. Okay. So I guess I will pinpoint to Yagvin, since he's closest to the hall. Or yeah, Yagvin. I want to look over at him and then use my horn and blow it twice to let him know, hey, 2 ahead.
Okay, so you blow this horn, Yagvin. You and only you hear this horn sounding off. She indicates that there are 2 creatures ahead, hidden behind boxes. You don't know exactly how you know it. Maybe it's something you guys learned along the way in any one of the 5 different levels you went through together before you got here.
Yeah.
But you understand the message she conveys through her magical horn of silence. Or what is it? What's it? Horn of something? What is it called?
It's a Horn of Silent Alarm.
The Horn of Silent Alarm. Pretty cool little instrument. And so Yagvin, you definitely know about those 2 creatures.
Okay.
I don't think I ever actually rolled the 1d4, so should I do that now just to show how many expense that I have?
No, we'll just consider you to have all the uses. So go ahead and check one off.
All right, cool.
Is there anything else you can do?
So that's that was an action.
Yes, it was.
I will use a bonus action to do a healing word on Edvard.
Okay.
Or, well, I guess I should look first. Like, does he look really bad after Yagvin helped him out?
You can determine he's missing more than 10 hit points.
Okay. Yeah, I'll help him.
Okay.
There's my healing word. There it is. Just first level.
He stubbed one of his toes.
Yay!
Look at that. Oh, we forgot. You are suffused with the power of the life domain. So your spell is much more effective than Yagvin. Womp womp.
Definitely. My wisdom
go.
is a crazy 12, or I think, yeah.
Bright, what does your magic look like when you cast spells?
Ooh. It's sparkly and glittery and bubbly. As effeminate as you can imagine.
Awesome. So you cover this hulking elephantine warrior in glittering, sparkly dust. And he is suffused with the effeminate power of the Bardic School. Edvard, you feel a lot better, my friend. Go ahead and make sure...
Power
Bright,
of healing sparkles.
The power of the sparkle. Bright, go ahead and check off a first level, please.
Yes,
If you haven't
already
done. So.
done.
Perfect, thank you. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else you can do? I don't think so. Did you already pass your turn?
I have passed my turn.
Okay.
Thank you.
Up ahead, there is like a little scrabbling of sound as a creature skitters around, maybe outside of you. At least it thinks it's outside of you. Meanwhile, it is Marlin's turn. What do you do next, Marlin?
I may be slow, but I'm getting there.
Slow but steady, my friend. Yes, you are. Marlin, I'm afraid you don't know what's just around the corner yet.
We're good.
Okay. Is that all you plan to do for now?
That's all I plan to do.
Go ahead and pass. Okay. Moving on to the wall. At the end of the turn, the wall moves forward 5 feet. Inexorable is the wall. Inevitable is the wall. Yogvin, it's your turn, buddy. You can tell that there are 2 creatures hiding behind these boxes. It's not exactly the most effective deception that you've ever seen. Something is amiss about these creatures and about the whole hallway. What do you do?
Well, I haven't responded to the telekinesis, and you said we can respond to that, correct?
That's right.
I will respond in my mind to him. There are 2 enemies in the hallway.
Wise.
And I will have my echo go 30 feet up the stairs in between both of them.
5, 10, right? 15.
A little bit more.
That's 15 right there, roughly speaking.
He can move 30 feet. He
20.
doesn't disappear until the end of my turn.
25, 30. Is that good?
Or one more square back.
A 1 back?
Like, yeah, right there. That's
Okay.
good. And he will stay there. Do they perhaps shoot him or stab him?
Funny thing,
Opportunity attack him.
allow me to pull up their character sheet. Pardon me. Give me about 5 minutes. They swipe forward. These 2, unmistakably, they are kobolds, my friends. They are 2 small, little wretched, red-scaled kobolds. They swipe forward with daggers, diminutively.
The echo does have an AC.
That is correct. So I'm gonna make a roll.
Mm-hmm.
Here's 1. That was with advantage, but I don't know why.
Miss.
Oh, it's because of the blinded. Damn it.
Yeah.
Man, this is complicated. Ugh. Okay. Tell you what, we're just going to say it's a miss. The first one misses, and then I'll hit disadvantage, and make an attack for the other one on the other side. Actually,
Well, don't they have
they do have flanking.
tactics?
Honestly, they have flanking,
Yeah,
but
they do have
it's kind of weird because your creature, it's like an illusion. I'm just gonna make it a normal attack. We'll see what happens. Oh my
I
goodness.
thought the kobolds had
Okay, so one of them
Well, that's a
it's
confirm.
a swing and a miss as your illusion kind of floats by, and then the next one flings out with this. It's like a dagger, but it's also just like a hunk of metal. It's not like a real dagger. It's like a scrap that's been sharpened into a point, and it just kind of hits the middle and it shatters this illusionary being.
Do they have to confirm?
Yeah, they do. I'm gonna make another attack roll. Same bonuses. And it doesn't really matter because it's always
I was gonna say still hit.
it's gonna be a hit. It's just not.
So it has 1 hit point. So
In this case, it would have been a confirmed critical, but we're not doing anything special right now because it's not a named character. So this thing just shatters. Your echo disappears, but they have revealed themselves with opportunity attacks. Yogvin, what else do you do?
30 feet up.
You're gonna move 30 feet up. All right, Yogvin, I'm going to move you up. However, as you move closer, you notice something is amiss. something you maybe didn't see as you were moving forward, and I just have to find it on on the tracker. Pardon me for just a second as I stare at this.
All the hidden goodies in the combat tracker.
There's something else there.
One way to find them.
Having trouble finding it. I don't think it's on the combat. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it's there. You step in a gross pile of maggots.
Oh.
Yeah, disgusting pile of maggots, and I need you to make
Nasty.
a save. I need you to make. Actually, never mind. It's just going to make an attack roll against you. Now, this is something you did not notice, so I'm going to give it advantage because it's basically hidden. As you step forward confidently, you kind of stumble slightly over like a pile of loose debris, and underneath it is this weird swarm of maggots that's been sitting there. And we'll see what happens. Wow. Wow. That is a natural 20. I'm going to make another attack roll to confirm that it's a critical hit. If it hits you at all, then it will count. All right, so this is a confirmed critical hit.
That is not a confirm.
What? Oh.
My AC is 25.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I forgot. I thought a natural 16 would fucking do it. All right, fine. Instead, it's just a normal hit. So you're going to take... you know what? Regardless of whether it's a critical or not, I want you to make a survival check for me, Yogvin.
Sure.
And I want you to do it with advantage in the tower.
Yeah.
Okay. Yogvin, you're going to take a measly 1 point of piercing damage. However... Well, you know what, man? You are the perfect person. You're the perfect person.
I was waiting for you to say it.
Yeah. So here's what happens. These maggots, they bite onto your weird metally flesh. It's like you're a robot, but also not. Warforged are interesting concoctions.
Yeah.
These things bite into you, and they do a tiny amount of damage, and they kind of swarm all over you, but nothing really happens to you. So you have maggots on your body, but nothing in particular seems to happen to you.
Okay.
So you may continue your movement. We'll put you right there where you wanted to go.
there.
You're the perfect
Bonus
person
action.
to go through that
Bonus
situation.
action, my echo is going to go back up.
Okay, where are you going to put your
like,
echo?
Top right in front of me.
Top
Or like
right.
behind the coal. Yeah, right there.
Okay.
And then I will swing on the maggots, I guess. Would I be able to?
Let me just double check something. I want to get rid of the blinded and deafened conditions. Can you click on the echo and like see what it sees?
Yes.
You can?
Yes, but I just won't click on it.
Okay. Yeah, I find it unusual that you can select it because in my second instance of Fantasy Grounds, I cannot select it. So I wonder why you can. Can you select an enemy creature and see what it sees?
Yes.
Why? I don't understand. We'll have to troubleshoot that later. Please don't.
I'll just click on my own token.
Please don't.
Only friendly tokens.
Yeah.
Only friendly tokens.
Man, I need to figure that out. Okay.
Yeah, I don't see it either.
Go ahead. So Yogvin, you can, but other players cannot. Is that a true statement?
I'm clicking on his echo and nothing's happening.
It's not allowing you to select it.
Nope. Because I
It
can,
doesn't
so
show
I can move
selected, but
that.
it shows line of sight go up. If that makes
Yeah.
any sense.
Oh, if we click out, so that's not the enemies or the NPCs. That's just what we have seen collectively as a party thus far.
I
Is
think
it?
so.
Yeah, because like I cannot see anything past the boxes or anything, but like whatever everyone else has seen is grayed out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That should be a normal situation. I just want to make sure that you like. Can you do me a favor? Can you try to move Yogvin's echo, Yogvin?
I can't move him.
You cannot move it, but you can see its line of sight.
I think that was because of what Amai just said.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
just wondering because I don't really have like a troubleshooting partner yet to figure out like what you guys can and cannot do. So I'm just trying to learn more about the program. Yagvin, I think you wanted to do something horrible to this creature. What did you want to do?
I was wondering if I could hit the swarm of maggots that were on me.
Yes. Do you want to target the maggots that are on your body, or do you want to strike into the
Yes.
swarm?
Well, I'll just strike into the swarm.
Okay. This is a creature. Go ahead and make your attack. Definitely a hit. Go ahead and give me damage. Kapow. All right.
And then, yeah, I'll do it. With my attack action, I go up to swing at the maggots, and the echo copies me exactly, using one of my Unleash Incarnate features. And he will attack the kobold.
Awesome.
Fancy.
Ooh.
That was almost a 1.
On my
That
screen,
was
it was
really-
almost a 1.
My gosh.
Does a 14 hit?
A 14 hits. Are you guys not able to see if it's a hit?
No, it just says attack.
Oh, really? Let me just double check something, cause.
But I will roll damage.
Oh, I see. Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, 14 is a hit, and I'll try to make that more clear in the future. And you you slice right through this thing. It's like your fiery sword just protrudes from this echo, and for a moment, it goes from being almost imperceptible to being as hard as fiery steel. And you cut through this creature, and it dies. Well done.
Then my echo will move 2 squares across to the left by that torch. Yep. And
Okay.
That is my turn.
Edvard, you hear combat up ahead, and you notice that one of the voices in your head seems to diminish as you're not able to read its thoughts anymore because it fucking died. What do you do?
I step around the corner very carefully, not to step into any puddles that might be there.
We're going to do this. In order to go around a corner, you gotta take that full 5 feet. So you got 20 feet
Okay.
left.
Okay. I can see unidentified creature number 1, right?
Yeah.
Alright, so I'm going to use my telepathic ability to communicate with it telepathically.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't the detect thoughts thing. And Edvard is going to do the absolute worst Luxodon singing inside this creature's head.
Are you
Like-
seriously gonna deploy the trunk pit again?
He's really Rick-rolling.
The mental.
You,
He's
Yeah.
you're gonna give him the mental trunk pit?
Yes.
I know you love that word so much.
Like
Trunk pit.
it's starting to grow on me.
There's nothing like a moist trunk pit
Why is it?
to really
I
set you
mean,
off your
I
game.
would be concerned if it wasn't, to be
I
honest.
mean,
It is
that's
a
fair.
nose.
Edvard, I want you to give me an intimidation roll. This will be a bonus action.
Okay. Wrong button. Intimidation. At least I was smart enough to give me proficiency in that.
You frighten this creature. It becomes frightened for 1 round as you blast it with a cacophony of noise, mental noise from your moist trunk pit.
Then I'm going to take 5 more feet because I can attack from the bugger from here, right?
Yes, you can.
It's an angle.
Go nuts.
Is that targeting? No. Yeah. Control hit. There we go. Targeting. Alright.
Now, you can either target or you can drag your attack roll die directly onto the token or directly onto the combat tracker. You just want to be careful about where your mouse goes so you don't accidentally target something else.
Okay. Are we doing this in the tower? Or
You can
no?
make attack rolls out in the open. Everybody can see what you're doing.
Alright. That would be the first one.
That's a hit. Go ahead and roll damage. All right. So you swing this Hellfire Katana down. You slice into it. You can tell that it's Not doing as much damage as you thought it would. It seems like it's resisting your slashing damage. But that's because it's a swarm. It's like this big group of mushy maggots that you're slicing into. It is still alive. I think you have 2 attacks as
Extra attack. Yep.
fighter. So go ahead. Go again.
That's the plan.
That's a hit. Roll damage.
Nice.
That is maximum damage, my friend. Well done. However, as you slice into this thing, you're just kind of spreading the maggots out. It's still like a huge pile of maggots, but it's like spread out a lot. So you think that maybe one more good strike will allow it to disperse.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you can do? I think that's it, right?
I could probably move, but I'm not gonna.
Okay. We're gonna pass. Man, I need to deal with this initiative situation with Yogvin's Echo.
It's a real problem, honestly.
Yeah, I'm working on it. See what I mean? Like, this stuff is just a little bit tough. Bright, it is your turn. You see there is combat happening in front of you. You see trunk bits flying through the air. You see maggots flying through the air. What do you do?
Those guys know what they're doing over there, so I'm gonna just let them do what they do best.
Smart.
And beat up some baddies.
Smart.
I want to ask from my earlier perception check, would I have seen that this dragon, is it made of stone or is it made out of metal?
It's
What
all
is the-
stone. It's all stone. It's like set into the wall. The wall is made out of good strong cobblestone. It's like this thing is like fashioned out of the stuff of the wall.
Oh, okay. Good to know. And I know that it's a mechanism of some kind, but I don't know what the mechanism is in particular, correct?
Not yet. You can use an action or a bonus action to investigate it.
Yeah, I want to know if it's like weight-based or something. Yeah, I want to figure it out. So, is that perception?
I think either a perception check or an investigation check would be appropriate.
Okay. I'll do perception. There you go.
All right. So you take a good look at this mechanism and you determine that it is some sort of, it's definitely a mechanism and it requires some sort of activation. You determine that it is not trapped. You know that it is not trapped. You think that there may be a mechanism hidden inside of its mouth.
It's what I do best. Reach into dragon stone mouths.
It will require an action to reach inside the mouth.
Yep. I figured as much. Let's see. So if I want to use my mirror and see if I can't look inside of the mouth
Sure
without
thing.
actually shoving my face in it.
Let's roll over your perception roll. You use your mirror as a part of this, and you very cleverly just kind of angle the mirror just right and way in the back, although it is really dark. This is a well-lit space. There are 2 torches on either side, and the light from the torches catch in the mirror and kind of reflect down into the depths of this mouth. And way in the back, about 5 feet almost, not 5 feet, like, just maybe like 2.5 feet, you can
Okay.
see some sort of handle back there. It looks like maybe it turns or rotates. But
Oh,
it's,
okay,
it's
so
all
something
the way
that
in the back.
requires something that requires grip, not like a button.
That is correct.
All right, cool. All right, yeah. Let's hop on. I'm gonna hop on top of this. I'm gonna straddle this dragon's mouth like I did the other one and just shove my hand in it.
You climb on top, you fling yourself forward, and you reach all the way in. Man, it's like we're on one of those medical shows.
Thinking tank girl.
Also, yes.
Yes.
You reach in, and way in the back, your hand finds some sort of handle. You grip it, and you can determine that with some effort, say, one action, you can rotate this thing.
Okay.
But you've already used your action this turn, so you'll have to do it next turn. Anything else?
That's fine.
I think that's it.
Just use my bone, like a. Blah, blah, blah. I still have a bonus action.
I think you do. Yeah. Oh well. Let's see. You
Okay.
used your bonus action to
Let me
investigate
know.
the statue. Use your action to climb up and reach your hand all the way inside the statue. So I think
Okay.
that's it.
I'm good.
All
I'm
right.
just here.
All right. So here's what happens next. This swarm of rock grubs. It can tell that that Yogvin is not an appetizing morsel. It is just a hunk of metal. So it does not even try to go after Yogvin. Instead, it moves directly into the space of Edvard Thar. Edvard, you see this... Yes, make an opportunity attack as it leaves your space.
Please hit.
Please hit the
Smack
rock
the gross
grubs.
things. Smack
Oh,
the
okay.
Hey, good. Go ahead and roll damage.
Does it hit?
That's a hit.
Hey! Oh man.
All right. So this pile of rock grubs slides forward,
Enough.
and Edvard Thar, you felt like something horrible was about to happen to you. But here's the thing. Yogvin's sword is like flaming, like it's literally on fire, and he sweeps his flaming sword across these grubs and burns what remains of them. So instead of crawling all over you and doing horrible things, the swarm disperses, and the rock grubs die.
Man, it's really good that I went down this hallway.
I think I need to.
You skipped your.
Yeah, I'm having trouble with the combat tracker. I'm sorry. Gotta find out.
That was the one that is dead, so you didn't skip him.
We're good. Marlon, it is your turn. Marlon, I see you moving forward. You come around the corner. You see this hallway is just full of junk and boxes. You see there's active combat happening immediately in front of you. You see Bright kind of straddling this stone statue, doing some sort of weird investigative movements.
Not so bright.
Not so bright. Not compared to you, my friend. What do you do?
As he rounds the corner, and he's probably already heard the combat, he looks more or less to the left and sees unidentified creature number 1.
Marlon, you automatically identify it as a kobold inventor.
Okay. All right. I didn't want to, Okay, he's a kobold. I realize that, and I will. I'm just going to take a ranged attack. He will start tapping his. Oh, stop. He will start tapping his. My grandson's here, and he's taking my attention. Sorry. He starts tapping his staff and his left hand, and he chucks a firebolt at kobold number 1. And as it happens, a blue flash.
Oh, it was so close.
That was almost
so close. And yet still a hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
All right.
Firebolt. Max damage. Your firebolt plunges through this thing's chest and just pierces right through it, just hits the wall behind it, and this thing just drops dead, stone cold.
Oh, that was fun. Got
Good job.
the old heart
Shuffling
pumping
through the
there.
mouth.
Got the heart pumping.
As this creature hits the ground, you hear... Jeez. I am having trouble with the combat tracker, guys. I'm so sorry. You see a
Don't
couple
worry.
more kobolds farther away. They start hooping and hollering, and they're making their presence well known as they lament the death of their friends. Marlon, it's still your turn. What do you do next?
I still have a little movement. I'm
Yeah.
gonna go up, put my hand on Edvard. No, that's Edvard, right?
Yeah.
That's who I want. The elephant man puts his hand on Edvard. He's can I can I cast as a bonus action? Can I cast mending?
Mending.
Yep.
Mending
Because
allows you.
I noticed.
Yeah,
What's
go
that?
ahead. Go ahead.
Is that fine? All right. I will
Well,
put.
mending allows you to repair mundane objects.
Yeah. Well, didn't he get some acid on him?
Yeah. Go ahead. Please
Yeah.
continue.
All right.
Oh.
Yeah. He did when he saw him come up out of the pit. He saw there was acid. It was kind of starting to eat away at some of his clothing, and he just puts his hand on it and mends him. And as he's doing this, he leans up into one of his big flappy ears, and he says, "Hey, hey, hey! Do you know what you get if you cross an elephant and a rhinoceros?"
Oh my god.
Well, we can
That's-
pick ears, can't you hear?
I'm trying to imagine this crippling old man trying to lean up to these ears that are
Yeah, I'm gonna lift
8
one of your
feet
ears up.
above
Yes.
the ground.
Do you know what you get if you cross an elephant and a rhinoceros?
A very angry Luxodon.
Elephino.
That was actually good.
You get it?
That was good.
Yes.
One of the
yes.
strongest mages of his generation.
One of the
just said that.
strongest minds of his generation. And he's been reduced to puns, but I still love it so
The
much.
dad jokes.
Please,
Um,
more dad jokes. I'm
You
here
really-
for it.
I'm here for it.
You really are magnificent.
Oh my god, it is
Well,
magnificent.
thank you.
And you're never gonna forget that because you're an elephant, and elephants never forget.
You know they never forget.
Marlon, I love the fact that you wanted to use mending to heal his clothing. I was gonna make that a flavor casting, since normally it requires 1 minute to cast mending. So that was just gonna be
yeah,
a flavor
magnificent, you know.
casting. Yeah, you were magnificent, even though you
That's right.
disowned that name when Nine tried to give it to you. But that's fine, you know. I'm used to it after all, just being besmirched, as it were. So I was not going to give you inspiration for using your flavored casting of mending. However, the joke more than makes up for it, so I'm giving you a point of inspiration.
No,
You
thank
now have 2. That was really funny. I love it. Please keep those coming. That is an order. That is an order coming from the tower. Oh my god. Okay, at the end of the turn, the wall moves forward 5 feet, and when it does so, you guys hear a humongous crash of stone as the wall completely breaks through the little smaller wall that separated the starting room from the hallway at large. It has completely consumed the hallway. It is larger than life, guys. Nothing seems to be able to stop it. Bright, you have clear view of it as it just crunches right through the wall on the far west.
Oh boy.
And we pass the turn. Let's see here. Oh yeah, it's my turn. So, beyond the hooping and hollering of these kobolds, they don't make a move. It seems like they are laying in wait, and they think they're still hidden because they're kind of stupid. So, Yogvin, it's your turn. What do you do?
My echo will go up in between them and see what's going on.
Yeah, your echo moves forward, and these things start swiping. They start swiping from the left and the right. So
Oh boy.
now I went ahead and took off the visibility challenges of your tokens, so we should be able to roll normally now. Excuse me. Here comes one attack, and it's a swing and a miss, and then another one from the other side, and another
is also a
swing and a
miss.
miss, my friend. So
Ooh.
you're lucky enough to keep your echo for now.
Yeah.
And in the distance, I will tell you that you hear additional shuffling and movement not so far away.
Yeah, I don't really like that. So I'm not going to move, but instead, earlier, how my echo attacked the pool of ooze, how the arm kind of disappeared and showed up on the actual Yagman. It happens again as my echo swings down on Kobold 2 with my arm.
Okay.
With a 20 to hit.
That's a hit. You do what you do best, man. You slice through and you kill this kobold with your echo.
You know me.
Outstanding.
And as a bonus action, just because I have a bonus action this time, I will cast what is it? Shield of Faith on myself, and that will be my turn.
Okay. Go ahead and drag that onto yourself.
Yep.
And then check off a spell.
Mhm.
And then we'll pass your Echo's turn. Edvard Thar, it's your turn. What happens next? You can tell that there's at least one more kobold up in front of you, and maybe something further ahead that you can't see.
So I'm gonna come up next to Yagvin.
Okay.
20. I don't know if I can do this, but my detect thoughts is still up, right?
Yes.
I want to try to push past these two kobolds and try to figure out or detect the thoughts of anything that might be past them.
All right. Give me either a perception check or an insight check in the tower.
Or perception. Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
You said tower.
Hey, man. You got a 20 on your die. That's pretty outstanding. And that's an insight check. Okay. I like using skills that aren't exactly in the normal realm. I think insight is cooler in this particular case. It's like you're trying to gain insight from the random thoughts that are floating around. And these creatures are kind of weird and trippy. Do you understand Draconic language?
No, Luxodon and Common. That's it.
Okay. So that is going to impart a weakness to you in this particular case. So you know that there are creatures up ahead. You don't know exactly where they are. They are within 60 feet. Your range is 90 feet. You think there are maybe 2 or maybe even more than 2 creatures, but since you don't understand Draconic as a language, you can't really tell what the hell they're saying. And it's so scatterbrained anyways, because you know they're kobolds. You know they're not very bright. So whatever they're saying, it's not really helpful. They're probably saying things like, here they come, or, oh, let me stop and pick my nose for a minute. Like, they're just idiots, you know? So it's not too much you can gain from this, but you do know that there's at least 2 more creatures somewhere within 60 feet of you right now.
Okay.
I'll say you still have an action if you want to dash forward or do something else.
I'm going to move forward, but I'm not going to go into the danger zone yet.
All right.
I'm going to telepathically communicate with the rest that, hey, there's at least 2 more creatures beyond these 2 50 feet in front of me about.
I'm going to give you one more piece of information, Edvard. You notice that these boxes here, they're kind of frail and fragile. They're like shoddy in their construction. You think that one good whack would completely destroy any one of these boxes that you see. Just throwing that out there. That would remove it as a line of sight blocker. If you just take an action to smash any one of these boxes, you can destroy it.
Okay. I don't think I have an action, do I?
Not right now. Just something you notice about the weak construction of all these crates.
Yeah, okay.
Does Edward try to impersonate what they said in Draconic?
I
No,
don't think I have enough
metagaming.
words to do that.
That's
I
a
thought
stretch,
about
my
doing
friend.
Yeah, that's also metagaming.
It's pretty
though.
funny.
Fine.
It's pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, Bright. Here you sit on top of this stone dragon statue like a fucking cowboy.
Oh yeah.
Your hand is all the way to the back. Do you twist this mysterious handle?
I think before I twist it, I would like to pull out my immovable rod. So I'll release my grip,
Okay.
grab my immovable rod, and put it.
Yeah.
I want to put it in the mouth, like as vertically, and use my action to push the button to keep it affixed there.
Okay. That's really creative. However, I will say that your immovable rod is about 2 feet long, which means it's going to be too wide for you to just kind of force all the way in to this statue. Now, you can stick it in like
Okay.
partially and then click it, so that will allow it to just kind of hover in place there.
So it'll be just like at an angle instead of straight.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll try that. I'm okay with that.
Okay. So you will have to use an action to pull out your immovable rod and then fix it into place.
Yeah. Yeah.
That means you won't be able to use an action to twist the mechanism this turn.
That's okay.
That is what it is.
I will see I see the wall ahead of me, right? That's
Yeah.
moving.
Yeah, you
Okay.
do.
All right. And I can see the guys fighting up ahead.
Definitely. They're making some sort of progress. They're just chopping through kobolds. Everybody's seen kobolds. You know
Wonderful.
what they're like. They like to coordinate. They have almost like this instinctual coordination thing about them, but they're not particularly bright. It's almost like everything they do that seems smart is like an instinct. Only some kobolds reach a level of true intelligence. Most kobolds don't ever get to reach that point in their lives. But that's what you know about kobolds.
I think with a bonus action, can I look and see if the torches either side of me are in any way connected to the mechanism that this dragon seems to be connected to?
You can determine. I'm gonna roll over your check from previous turn. You can tell that these sconces do not appear to be related to the dragon statue. If there is any connection between them, it must be hidden behind the wall, because it looks by all observation that there is no connection whatsoever. These look like perfectly ordinary stone sconces upon which are affixed just some flames. It's not really a torch per se. It's like a stone sconce, and the flames are coming up out of it.
All right, then I'll just use my bonus action to inspire Yagvin, because he's the one that I can see. Well, actually, before I do that, I don't play Bard often. Is it possible to give someone more, like, if one is already active, can I give one to somebody else?
I'm
Yeah.
checking right now. I don't think there's any
It just
restriction.
can't stack. It just can't stack. You can't, like, somebody already
okay.
has it, you can't stack it.
Yeah, it looks like you can
Okay.
give them all out in quick succession,
All right.
and they just hang on to them.
All right,
So,
cool.
Yagvin, you should have an
Done
effect for
and
Bardic
done.
Inspiration.
I have so many effects.
And then just make sure you check off your inspiration, Bright.
Sure did. Yeah,
Perfect,
I
thank you.
have 3 out of 5 left.
Okay. This other kobold here, it's his turn right now. What do you think he's gonna do? He takes a stab.
Beg for his life.
At the box.
Oh, he
Gonna
takes
die
a
if you
don't
stab
let him.
at the echo, and he shatters it. He hits it right in the middle, like right in the middle of the armor. And it's kind of weird when this thing dies. It's like it kind of phases out, but also shatters like a mirror. It's kind of a creepy effect. The thing makes no
Yeah.
noise when it dies. It just kind of it's like it got Thanos snapped. It just turns
I was
into
gonna say it's
dust,
pretty much a Thanos
Ooh.
snap.
like ethereal dust. It just
Dang.
fades away, and the echo is no more. And then this kobold moves. He runs. He just jumps over these wooden crates and boxes, and he starts moving around the corner.
Breaks his foot.
All right, we'll pass his turn. Marlon, it's your turn. You saw this echo shatter and the kobold run away.
Yep. Is this box that's a couple steps in front of me? Is that I thought I heard you say one of the boxes got shattered. Was it this one?
None of the boxes have been destroyed yet, but
Okay,
with your
alright.
observation skills, you can tell that all these boxes are kind of shoddy in their construction. So any attack, as long as you take the action to attack it, you can pretty much smash any one of these crates and destroy it.
Well, I probably won't take an action to do that, but thanks for the offer. And they're not very tall, right? They're just like a couple feet off the ground.
They are tall enough, and this is kind of theater of the mind. It's like a pile of junk. These
Okay.
obstructions are large enough to block your vision.
Okay. Well,
They're kobold height.
They're kobold height.
okay. Well, then I'll come over here and then yeah, right there.
Okay. You step forward.
And I think right there. That'll be 20.
That is perfectly fine with me.
And I do speak Draconic. I don't know if I could have heard where I was at, what they were gibberishing, but
I'll give you a free perception check in the tower.
all right.
Okay. Marlin, you hear whispers. They are definitely draconic whispers. You hear among the jibber jabber down the hall. You can hear the phrase, "Not yet, not yet. Hey, stupid, wait, quiet down, quiet down. Not yet. Here they come." Just kind of mutterings like that.
All right. I'm not gonna make because evidently I can't see any of them.
That's right.
So anyway, I'm just gonna kind of speak up, not yell, but it sounds like they might be planning a surprise attack, and that's it. I will leave my turn for that.
Okay. At the end of the turn, the wall moves forward 5 feet, and there's more sickening crunches and grindings of stone on steel. Yagvin, your turn. What happens next? You can hear the same muttering. I'll say that. So you speak Draconic, right?
Yep.
So you can hear very similar mutterings. You hear things like, "Not yet. Fall back. Here they come." Seems like they're planning something. You step forward. You take a look to your left and right around these boxes. You don't see anything in particular here. There
Well,
is
the
just a
one
bunch of junk all over the floors.
Okay. I will bonus action summon my echo 15 feet in front of me.
Okay?
And
Your
my
echo
will
appears.
go 15 feet straight.
You're going to send it 15 feet straight?
Yep.
Okay. Make a perception check for me in the tower.
Sure.
Okay. You hear some sort of whispering, but you're not able to make it out.
Okay.
Can't tell exactly where it's coming from. Somewhere up ahead, someone is whispering in Draconic, but you're not able to make out what it says or where exactly they are. Anything else?
But nothing seems to stab the echo, correct?
That's right. Nothing seems to swing out and
Gotcha.
stab the echo.
My echo's gonna break the box in the bottom right
Bottom right?
with a with an attack. I will roll it. For an 11.
Hang on. An 11? Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah.
I just need
Do you want me to
to...
roll damage for the box or?
I'm going... No, I just want to reveal something to you guys. As this box is shattered, you see two... You should see two figures before you. There's two more kobolds, but they are heavily armored, and they look like fierce warriors. It's like a pair of them. It's like they're twin brothers or something. And they are standing and they're watching the echo kind of with amazement. You can kind of tell there's a cold, calculated look as well about them. They seem to know what they're doing compared to the lackeys that you have come across so far. But yeah, you smash the box and you reveal their hiding spot. It's kind of dark in that little spot too. It's like these boxes have formed like a dark space where they were intending to ambush you. So you have effectively ruined their ambush, and they turn towards you with spear and shields.
So I took the attack action. I'm going to use another Unleash Incarnate feature on the kobold that I now see.
I think that'll be the last one, right?
I have 3 because my con is a 16.
Fancy.
And I need to make a correction because, oh yeah, you took the attack action. You can make one additional melee attack. Gotcha. Nice. And that is your third one, right? I think
That's
so.
my second. I used one right before this, and this is my second.
Okay, I'm tracking. Gotcha.
For a 21 to hit them.
Good job. That's a hit. Make a damage roll. All right. So this.
I will continue. Sorry.
All I was gonna say was that when your blade hits, you can tell that this kobold seemed to kind of handle it well. It seems like he was able to use his shield to deflect some of the damage. Perhaps it seems to have resisted the fire that comes from your attack.
Makes sense. Action surge.
Okay.
I will then hit him again with my incarnate.
Go ahead.
Or attempt to. I believe a 10 would miss.
I'm afraid that's a miss. Your echo, it's kind of strange. It's like a ghost almost. It's like the echo is playing out a future that does not happen. The sword swings through, but it does not seem to make a connection.
So now I will use my last Unleash Incarnate because that was another attack action.
Fair enough.
Fancy.
That should be your last one of the day now.
Yep, that is the last one. For a 16, I will use Bardic Inspiration.
Go ahead. That'll be a D8.
I believe that is a D8. For an additional 5 for 21.
That's a hit. Roll damage. Okay. So, once again, not the damage you were hoping to make for all the effort that you put in. These are some hardy kobold warriors. Anything else you can do?
Tell the rest of them to. I'll look back and say there's 2 that are higher grade than the rest of them, and I will step 5 feet in this direction and clear up the hallway.
Gotcha. You step forward. All right, Yogvin, we're going to pass your turn, pass the Echo's turn. Edvard Thar, it's your turn, buddy. What happens next?
I'm going to turn back to Marlin and ask him how you say, do it now, in Cobalt or Draconic. You seem to understand them.
Are you trying to mimic Draconic speech, Edvard?
Kinda?
Give me a performance roll in the tower.
Because I'm not doing it vocally. I'm trying to do it inside their head, like their conscience is telling them to do the attack now, like it was there.
I'll tell you what, you can either make a performance check or a deception check in the tower. And who are you projecting these thoughts to?
Well, after he tells me how to do it, I'm going to move so that way I can see one of them. Let's see, you said performance or deception?
That's right.
They are equally 0.
So you're telling me there's a chance.
Not a negative.
Not
a negative.
Right, at least it's not negative.
Now, can you tell me again what you're trying to do? Because I don't think I caught what you're trying to do.
Okay, so if he teaches me real quick, just now, do it now. You know, a real quick sentence in another language.
Who's trying to teach you?
I want Marlin to.
You want Marlin to teach you how to say something in another language.
Just a quick second word. Like, it's basically saying 3 words. Now. Do it now. Actually, 2 words.
Are you asking him, how do I say this in Draconic?
Yes.
Okay. So, quick aside. One of my
this is the
one of the
thing
best
I've ever thought of.
One of the best phrases you can know in any language is the phrase, how do you say it? Like, for example, como se dice in Spanish. I feel like this is an episode of Dora the Explorer. Como se dice? How do you say it en español, in Spanish? Or I had a friend, when I worked a warehouse job in Texas, I had a friend who was Ukrainian, and he taught me the phrase in Ukrainian, which is Koks kozok po ukrainsky. How do you say it in Ukrainian? Koks kozok po ukrainsky. So that's like the most important phrase you can ever know, because you can learn just about anything else if you get someone to repeat it back to you in their language. Now you're trying to figure out, how do I say it in Draconic?
I'm not
No.
asking him to
No?
teach me I'm saying
No.
in common, I am asking Marlon how do you say do it now in Draconic?
All right.
Yes.
Let's see. You made a roll. Gotcha. I thought you were trying to say something in the language, like a mimicking something. So you don't need a roll for just asking a question in common. Now I understand what you're trying to say. So we'll just ignore the 4 you got on your performance check. 'Cause that's not necessary at this point.
Oh, good thing.
Edvard, you step forward 5 feet. You see some ruckus happening. These really tough kobold dragon shields. There's a pair of them. They look like identical twins. You see Yagvin wrestling with them with his echo, taking swings. What do you do?
Marlon wasn't able to reply to me about that.
He will be able to reply on his turn.
Then can I ready an action?
Yeah.
I'm not even sure this is a full action.
Tell me what you want to do. You want to kind of trick them into thinking that now's the time to spring whatever they're thinking of springing, right?
Right. After he tells me how to say it, I want to repeat it to them telepathically.
You
Or one of
can ready anything that requires an action as an action. So, or a bonus action, I'll say. You know, in this particular case, you can ready an action to make that statement as soon as you learn about what it is.
That's exactly what I'm trying to do. All right. And I will pass my turn.
Give me just a second. I want to just double check something. Yeah. Okay. So here's what happens next. This beefy kobold dragon shield. He's going to take a look at his character sheet to find out exactly what he can do. Because I don't know.
He can die. That's what he can do.
He can die. It says here as an action, you can roll over and play dead. He's not going to do that. He's going to take a stab with his spear. The first of 2 attacks.
Totally.
He's going to stab forward and try to destroy this echo.
This echo lives, it'll be a miracle, you know.
He smashes through it. The echo is broken. And then this dragon shield is going to kind of like take his other hand and push his buddy back. And they are both going to scoot backwards 5 feet. And this guy here, he scoots back a little bit further, and his buddy steps forward. So it's like they're trying to form this little perimeter here. And his buddy just kind of stands there menacingly and just like holds his spear and shield, and he's like, "Come at me, bro." You know, he's kind of giving you those vibes, and he just kind of just growls menacingly. And then he'll pass his turn. Bright?
All right.
What the hell are you doing over
get
there?
Let's get this dragon head up and running here. Because the boys don't need me. They're fine. I'm just, being inquisitive as the hermit I am.
It's probably nothing.
It's probably nothing.
Something probably important that's in there.
It's
I'm gonna finally use my action to turn the handle now that the rod is in place, just
Okay.
in case this dragon takes my arm. I don't know.
right. So you begin twisting this thing, and you immediately sense some sort of movement right at your shoulder, as the mouth of the dragon attempts to close.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make a d20 roll. This is gonna be a flat check, but I know what the bonus is for the statue here, because I anticipated that this would happen. So let's do that in the tower. And hey, what do you know? Nothing happens. So this mouth tries to shut on your arm, You see small metal teeth that were trying to close up on your arm, but the mouth is held open by the immovable rod.
Huzzah.
And you are able to twist this mechanism, and you hear a loud click as the mechanism activates, and a couple things happen. The first thing that happens is that you are bestowed with, you are targeted with a spell called, it doesn't really have a name, but you gain healing. You gain some healing.
Okay.
Right? So I'm just going to hit you right there with a little bit of healing. Do you see that popping up? All right, cool. That you gain 4 points of healing. Right? You feel invigorated because you haven't even taken any damage. And then the next thing that happens is that the stone fingers around this this little pallet of goodies just kind of spread open like a Venus flytrap in reverse. And these fingers invite you to grab the items within. You see a wrapped up scroll with a golden bow. You see a little wooden box. And there's one more thing I didn't mention, which is a tiny leather pouch.
Alrighty.
And that used your action, but you can pull your arm out as a free action.
Okay. I'll do that. Would I still have to roll to check this hand to see if it has, like, a weighted mechanism to it? Or is that counted in the perception check from earlier?
You believe it is not trapped.
Okay. Very reassuring.
He said believed, so
Yeah. That's good enough for her.
you can certainly try.
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and grab all the goodies after pulling my arm out.
Okay.
And put them in my bag, I guess.
Now, I need to figure out how to put this on the party sheet. Does anybody know how to do that off the top of their head? Because I actually never got to figure that out.
Do you have a parcel?
Yes.
You can drag and drop it into the
party sheet,
symbol. Yeah, the party sheet.
On the inventory tab?
No. On the party sheet. Open the party sheet. And the tab that says inventory,
Okay.
Just drop it in the right-hand box. There you go.
Yeah. So I'll grab those.
So you guys
goodies.
should see some objects appear in the party sheet. What do you guys see? Bright, can you tell me what you see based on the descriptions that you have for those items?
There's a fine scroll and a tiny pinkish crystal.
Yes.
And
you also
100 EP.
100 EP. And what does EP stand for, Yagvin?
God damn it, man. Currency's outdated.
This is my favorite joke from the whole campaign.
So bad.
You get 100 beautiful Electrum pieces.
It's so bad.
Wonderful.
People won't actually even take it as currency.
Each one is worth half a gold piece. I don't know why it's such
They're
a
not
big
half a
deal.
They're half silver.
All right.
Bright.
I took 100, but it didn't remove
No,
it
it's
from
alright.
the party sheet.
Take all of them. It's okay.
It didn't get rid of it from the party sheet,
Oh,
but I
really?
have it in my sheet now. Yeah, so I guess you'll
Uh-oh.
have to delete it or
Did we just find an
distribute it
infinite money
accordingly.
bug?
No, it's out. It's gone. It's out of there.
Is it? Oh, okay. It
Yeah.
didn't update on my side then.
Hmm.
Oh my gosh. All right, I have it now. I'm good.
Yagvin, what's
It's a
wrong?
money glitch.
Yagvin, you look down, you find your whole body is made out of Electrum.
That's just not true. No.
It's like, no, it can't be.
It can't be true.
I've become what I hate.
Say it ain't so.
You're supposed to destroy the Sith, not join
You're
them.
supposed to destroy the Electrum, not become it.
Oh my gosh.
Bright.
All right.
I'm going to tell you, these items that you picked up, you believe they might be magical, but you don't know what the hell they are.
Mm.
Just going to throw that out
All
there. Is there anything else you want to do with your
Cool.
turn? I don't think there's anything else.
Did
Molly.
me grabbing the goodies count
Get over here and lay
as
down.
like a bonus action
Yes.
or anything?
Yeah, I'll say that's a bonus
Okay.
action, just to snatch those.
All right. So I'm just going to scoot over here, and is am I still able to reach within the dragon's mouth just being next to it?
No, you got to be right on top of it.
All right. I mean, I'll just stay mounting it then.
Okay, sure.
So yeah, so that'll be my turn. I'll wait so I can grab my rod.
And you have this sort of surreal moment as you're sitting on top of this dragon statue, just straddling it, and you look forward and see this menacing wall of death slowly marching forward, literally chewing up the floor, the walls, and the ceiling. It's like a massive plane of steel and spikes, much larger than the hallway itself, destroying every single part of the hallway. Floor, ceiling, and walls. Just crunch, crunch, crunch. It's kind of trippy to see it. It's like a brightly lit corridor. But it's kind of spooky.
Just gonna call out, I guess, and just tell him, guys, I got it from the dragon.
Good for you, Mag. Go to your room.
Shut up, Mag. You guys see a kobold kind of sneak past some of these boxes, and then he disappears from view. And then it is Marlin's turn. Marlin, what happens next?
Okay, from my vantage point, I can still see both of those dragon shield kobolds.
Yes, you can.
So I'm going to fire my staff, level the staff, and fire 3 charges from my staff.
All right. Sounds like you want to cast Magic Missile. So I want to make sure
Yes.
you know that a first level Magic Missile fires 3 darts. And
Right, but the way we set this up, that's why I asked you for 20 charges.
Yeah.
He has to use 1 charge for each magic missile. So if I want to shoot 3, which is the max,
Okay.
because that's what the spell uses, he has to use 3 charges.
If that's the way you want to do it, that's fine. But that is less effective than what I was intending.
Well, that's fine. I mean, if you want to give, I didn't want to push the envelope when we made this thing up. If you want to make that 3, then
Yeah, I wanted
each
to
charge
work
is 3.
just like a wand of magic missiles, where 1 charge is a first level casting, which gives you 3 darts.
Okay.
And then for each level, for each charge you spend beyond that, it gives you 1 extra dart. So it starts with 3, and then second, third, fourth level.
All right. Good enough then. Well, anyway, he's gonna fire 1 charge, 3 missiles at dragon shield number 1.
Okay, and that'll be.
That's 1.
Hang on just a second.
Okay.
I need to modify that. For some reason, that's a 6. And
Yes, that's what it's supposed to be.
Should be a 4. A magic
Well,
missile
yeah,
is
the spell is 4, but this. Okay. Well, evidently you did.
Okay, I guess I wasn't
when I
paying
made the
attention.
staff, you didn't.
Now
you
I see
didn't.
this is like a unique version of magic missile. That's
Yes,
it's like
yes.
1 dart for 1d6 each.
That's why. Yeah.
Okay, I
That's
was
why I
not
had it
aware
like
of that
that.
change. Sorry about that.
No, it was always like that, but that's fine. So 1 more time, and I will mark off 3.
Yeah. Now, in light of that, I think I see what you were intending.
Yeah. There you go. And that will be his.
Okay.
Turn.
So 3 unerring spikes of force fly forward and strike the dragon shield, and at the end of the turn, the wall moves forward 5 feet. Yogvin, what happens next?
I will summon my echo 15 feet in front of me and have it go right in front of the box directly in front of me.
All right, and then you have him fly forward. Is that an appropriate spot?
I was gonna have it to where he wasn't in the attack square of the kobold, so in the bottom right, or there. That's fine.
Outside
gonna
of reach?
swing- Yeah, he's gonna swing on the box.
Which box? To the top left?
The one to the left. Yes.
Okay, make an attack roll. Just barely made it. You smash that box.
Oh, I can see why they were like, wait, this is a predicament.
That's pretty cool, right? That's one reason why I love this line of sight thing, because you can kind of play around a little bit with the tactics. They have sort of stacked these boxes up in such a manner as to make it just a little bit harder to get through. You kind of gotta smash your way through all this debris as well as fighting them.
Yeah. The echo will move 5 feet forward toward the kobold,
Okay.
and that is it.
Go right past Yogvin. Echo turn. Edvard, you see the Echo just kind of chopping through these wooden crates. You see that these dragon shields have kind of formed a little funnel, so to speak. They have stacked boxes and debris up in such a manner that the only way to walk forward is to go through them. Or you can just try to bash your way through these crates. What do you do?
Since Marlin completely ignored my question, I'm gonna go up to.
Oh, I'm sorry. I did. I forgot about it.
I'll let you retrospectively respond, Marlin. I also
He's
forgot.
old, so he forgot about it. It's fine.
Yeah.
Edvard, this is a team game. You have to remind people of what you did 6 seconds ago.
Yep.
I didn't want to interrupt.
I mean, I love the dedication to roleplay, but also we're all smarter, or excuse me, our characters are all smarter than we are.
Right.
Yeah.
So anyway, before he shot the magic missiles, he would have did the little grunts and squeals that is draconic, and told you how to say that real quick before he fired his magic missiles.
And that, to me, that means that, Edvard, you can use your reaction to make that ready to action come true. And so do you want to go ahead and do that during Marlin's turn?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead and make either a performance or a deception check in the tower.
Performance or deception.
Because you're trying to convince them that you know what you're saying. And you're trying to match.
Not only that, I'm also trying to make them think that it's themselves coming up with the idea. Why did I do that out in the open?
That's okay.
I love the fact that it's an elephant speaking draconic.
So
We're a diverse group around here.
you send this mental message forward. I'm going to make an opposed roll.
Close all these things I have open covering the tower icon.
Dude, I know exactly how you feel. I've got a bunch of windows that I cannot alt tab through in Fantasy Grounds. Because they're all in Fantasy Grounds, so I can't like alt tab through them.
Oh,
I have
man.
to like drag things into and out of my space. Luckily, I have a big old monitor. Okay, Edvard, you send this mental message through the air. Who are you aiming this at? I'm going to say that it kind of hits an area of effect, like kind of like a really narrow cone. So if you aim it at one of these dragon shields, both of them will hear it. Or
I'm just aiming it at these two, or
Yeah.
this air, the first one and the second one.
they seem to react. They both kind of like look around, like somebody said something. They kind of look towards you. They kind of look backwards, and then something interesting happens. Marlin, up from underneath your feet, right in that metal grate where you're standing, you hear a loud scrabbling as a kobold emerges from the grate, kind of like he just like pops out of this metal grate and jumps up into a standing position directly in front of you.
All right.
Oh boy.
Edvard, what do? You step forward
Hey,
5 feet. I see that.
Cool. I did that before the whole thing, but it don't matter.
Let me put you back.
Do I know that
Yeah.
that happened
You
behind
hear
me?
you basically sent out like the phrase like do it now, and you did pretty well. They indicated some sort of sound, and it was like sort of like this chain reaction of commands, like do it now, and this kobold hiding underneath the grate heard it, and he hopped up, ready to strike.
Okay, so I'm going to come up behind him.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That's flanking, ain't it?
That's flanking, so you can make your attack with advantage.
And you said in the Discord or in the rules that Google documents that advantage can stack, right?
It can.
So let's see how well this works. I, I I'm going to give myself advantage using fighting spirit.
Okay. So
And
this is not mechanically programmed in. What you do is you make one attack roll with advantage, and then one attack roll without advantage, and you pick the better of those two.
okay, for all my attacks.
Yes. Well,
Okay.
yes.
Uh,
And don't forget to
Targeting him.
check off your fighting spirit thing.
Already did. All right. So we will do the first one. This should automatically give me advantage. Okay. Where do I have to click it?
Did you put the thing on it from whatchamacallit? The fighting spirit?
Yeah. It just
Yeah.
had advantage. Okay.
Yeah, so go ahead and make one roll. Okay. And then the next one that you make, you got to hit the disadvantage button to cancel out your effect. This might be a bit too much. I'm still mulling over whether this is even
no,
worth it.
I hit disadvantage. Oh.
All right.
Okay.
So overall, you get a hit. So go ahead and roll in its damage.
Okay.
Okay. So you, wow. Tell me how you instantly kill this thing.
I just run up from behind and just shank him, like lifting his body up off of the ground, making a kobold kebab on my katana,
Kobold kebabs.
and then pull it
Kobold
back out of
kebabs.
his body and let it fall to the floor.
He falls back into the grate, and you hear a frightened whimper from inside the grate, and you hear a strange scurrying as something seems to crawl away from the hole inside. Edward, it's still your turn. What happens next?
I had planned to use my extra attack on that guy, but he did.
Yeah, he's dead.
I'm gonna go ahead and move over here. Oh wait, do I have enough movement for that? Yeah.
You're good. Edvard, up ahead, you see a creature that is not trying to hide.
Okay.
You see that?
Yeah, I see him.
All right.
I let's see. That's my action for attack. Yeah, bonus action. That's my turn.
Okay. Here's what happens next. These dragon shields realize that they've kind of been played, and they get angry, and they start moving forward. The first thing that's going to happen is this. Hang on just a second. I have just. There we go. That is more appropriate. These two are working as a pair, so I intended for their initiative to be the same. It just didn't roll that way. I just had to make this slight change. So these this first, I have to go back. I can't go back. Oh, I can. Cool. Sorry, I'm still learning the system. So this dragon shield, he will swing at the echo with his spear. He's trying to break this echo. Oh, just barely a hit. That's a 17. Yeah. So that shatters the echo, unfortunately. And then he's going to... Sorry?
It's an attack wasted.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Everything counts, especially in this particular environment. This dragon shield moves forward. 10, 15, 20, 25. Fearlessly charging up on Edvard Thar. And then he'll swing with his other attack. He has two attacks with a spear, so he's going to try to stab Edvard Thar. And unfortunately, he misses. So he charges forward. Maybe he trips on some debris as he moves up, but he's not able to get you. And then the other dragon shield moves forward as well. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And he's going to attack Edvard Thar as well. You can see that these two are trying to work as a unit, They're ganging up on one target, and since he's right next to his buddy, you can see they're enabling pack tactics. So he gets to attack with advantage. So here comes one attack on Edvard Thar. That's a hit. Here comes damage. What was that? Oh, concentration.
Oh, my concentration.
Oh yeah.
You are concentrating on your detect thoughts. Yeah, you hear in your head these fierce, violent, draconic words in your head. They're thinking horrible thoughts about you, but you don't know what they're saying. Here comes another attack from this dragon shield. I keep wanting to say dragon spear. Maybe I should rename them.
Dragon shield spear.
That's another hit. Here comes some more damage to Edvard Thar. More concentration. You tough it out, my friend. You tough it out. But these guys mean business. They're tough. They're looking to party. We'll pass their turns. Bright?
Alright. I'm going to use my action to push the button on my rod and take it back.
Okay. You push the button. You take back the immovable rod.
And I'm gonna scoot my way over here. I believe that is 30 feet. Yeah. Scoot.
You scoot. You see these two burly kobold twin brothers. Maybe they're brothers? Can't really tell if they're male or female, but they look fierce. They look very dangerous, and they're ganging up on Edvard Thar. They kind of shoved him up against this wooden box.
Alrighty. Well, I think all I can do as bonus action is heal and bardic inspiration. So I think currently I'm just going to chill here. Meanwhile. And yeah. That's it for me. I'm just gonna move and stay right here.
Okay. I want to check on the stream real quick. Are we streaming still?
Uh-oh.
Yep. The only issue that I see is the chat is not updating.
The chat's not up. Yeah, something is up with the stream. Something it has stopped capturing.
Well, the round is still caught up with us.
Yeah, something's up though. I'm not exactly sure what it is.
Oh, the chat itself is weird. Yeah.
And the map isn't updated.
That's right.
Is your chat in a... Oh, and the map isn't updated either. Yeah, I see
But
that.
the round counter's working.
Yes. I'm so sorry to the viewers. Something has gone awry with the video capture. I don't exactly know how to handle that. Luckily, we only have 10 minutes left in the stream. We're going to go ahead and end it at the end of the next turn. Now, what happens next is that... let's see here.
Ben?
Yeah.
Real quick, I forgot to do one of the effects for my fighting spirit.
Yeah, you
Did I
get
have to
5
do that?
temporary hit points. Go ahead.
Yep.
Yeah, I was about to mention.
Thank you. That's it.
Okay. Something happens off screen that you guys don't see. And then it's Marlon's turn. Marlon, I see you moved forward.
Yep, Marlon steps up 10 feet only because Bright got in his way.
Damn it, Bright.
But he takes his staff and starts tapping it on the ground once again. And after a couple taps, 3 small, like little fire, not fireballs, but little balls of fire appear in his left hand. And as he lets one of them go, he slams his staff down on the ground. Great, really bright flash of light goes off, and he is casting Scorching Ray, which is 3 small rays of fire
Awesome.
And I can aim them at any person I want. Well, they don't have to go all three at the same one, so I will go for number 1 first.
It is definitely a hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Looks like a hit. For that, and the third one, as he once again slams his staff on the ground, it flies from his hand. And
Definitely a hit.
another hit with 4 points of damage, and the last ray is also his, since he decided he didn't want to die from that one. Not a hit, probably.
That, I'm afraid, is a miss. And furthermore, Marlin, you will realize that your efforts were misplaced. These creatures, you know that red kobolds have a natural resistance to fire damage. Unfortunately, these scorching rays didn't do as much damage as you might have preferred.
Well, then I didn't know it, did I?
Sorry. Perhaps it was just a slip of the memory. Just you have
like,
so
oh,
much on your
right.
mind,
Years
so
it
many
just
arcane
happened.
discoveries just on the cusp of coming through to consciousness.
Yeah. Oh no! Wait a minute. I meant to do Frost. Never mind. That's his turn.
Next time, my friend.
Yep. Next time.
And at the end of the turn, ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't see this coming, the wall moves forward by 5 feet. Inexorably.
Like 30 feet.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and bring the stream to a close for tonight. We're going to hold off right there. We are on round 8. We have a ways to go. This might last longer than I thought, quite frankly. My original plan was for this to last only through the month of July. So
This is our first session of
this is our
combat.
first session. Yeah, we've gone through 8 rounds. Well, it is what it is. It will only last the month of July unless you guys want it to continue. But in August, I will be a little busy. Also, it requires the approval of Lord Praetor. So, with that said, we're going to get through as much as we can get through. This was all for fun, anyways. We'll try to make the most of it. We have the 22nd and the 29th of July, and I won't be available on the 5th. So let's just make the most of it, have the most fun that we possibly can. You guys go nuts. We'll keep playing by the rules and just enjoying our game. I hope you guys are having fun. My name is DM Huxley, and I have 4 amazing players who are being very patient with me as I learn how to run a game in Fantasy Grounds. And generally just challenge them. They have a lot more to get through than just some kobolds. Trust me on that. And maybe we'll get to see what some of those things are. In the meantime, there is plenty of other excellent content on Praetor's Rejects. There is a game on Tuesdays, I want to say. Is that the Strixhaven game on Tuesdays? And there is
That's Monday.
Mondays? Okay.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
believe that's
I'm
Monday.
afraid I still don't
Loco's
have
is
a script.
Tuesdays.
Loco has a podcast that he runs on Tuesdays. That's available on all of the popular podcasting platforms out there. Can you tell us again the name of that?
Icewind Dale, Rime of the Frost Maiden.
Excellent. And then there is, of course, Amai's game. Amai, can you tell us about your game?
Oh, yeah. So on YouTube, you can find episodes of Savage Worlds East Texas University. Lots of 90s college shenanigans. Supernatural shenanigans, I should add. So, if you're into that, check out Praetor's YouTube channel for the Savage Worlds section. Yeah.
Awesome.
There's also Slave Lords on Saturday, too.
That's right. Yeah, there's a Slave Lords campaign
Yes.
that runs on Saturdays, run by Lord Praetor himself. I don't know why he did that to himself, but they're a fine bunch. Very fun game to watch. I've watched a couple games, popped in every now and then. Very cool. And that's all I have to say about Praetor's Rejects. They're an awesome channel. I'm very glad you guys are watching tonight. Thank you so much for putting up with my shenanigans and the player shenanigans. And we will be back next week. Next week being the 22nd of July at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is Praetor's Rejects. My name is DM Huxley. Goodbye, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
I almost waved to the camera like they could see me.
That's okay.